happened, Gandalf? Why didn't you meet us?
I was delayed.
Thank you.
You know, this might be weird to you, but I think society's gonna fall at some point, and we're gonna have to barter with old pornography.
Like VHS porn.
I still got VHS, dude, with the original boxes.
Yes. Well, damn.
I'm a strong supporter of women in adult films.
Yeah.
You know, because nobody does that anymore. Uh-oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
The son of a bitch. I'm wearing this uncomfortable, movie-accurate, bullshit-ass armor, and I'm not even getting paid scale for this shit. I want to go home. You know what? Whoopsie. Well, it's time to go.
I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school. Brian Cannell started World War II.
Crappy StreamYard applause. Here we go. It's going to sound terrible and muffled. Be back home soon. Welcome to Friday Night Tights, ladies and gentlemen of both genders. Thanks for clapping all the way through, Jeremy. I really appreciate that. Good looking out, brother. Good looking out. Hey,
shout out to the two genders, only two.
Shout out to the two genders. It's been a bad week for British intellectual properties, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about that. Really
it's
sorry.
It's been a bad couple of years for them, to be honest.
It's been a bad if we want to think about it, but at least a couple of years. And there's some Captain America 4 box office, so we have to do this fucking rodeo one more time for the 30th time now. I don't know. It's actually probably like 15th, but we're going to talk about that. And in the world of irony, a director has been removed of a certain film for a certain offense that the certain film is about. So I can't wait to talk about that. But first, let's go to our sponsor. Do you want to just get that over with? I mean, let's do that right now. What am I doing?
You're the one who decided to do it.
It was going.
I've got Odin's links in here, but I don't have any. Of...
the worst thing, he knew this was what he was supposed to do, and he's still not prepared.
Well, you know what? Let's start off with the Geek Grind.
Let's just say that. Let's just say the link wasn't there, but that's okay. Geek Grind Coffee.
Yeah, it's there now.
This episode of Friday Night Tights is brought to you by retards. Thank you. Geek Grind Coffee. Get free coffee samples. Use code FREENERD.
Or
you also might have to use that code if I get arrested. But
Nerd Cups.
Free Nerd Cups or Nerd Cups. And you can get the KKK cups from Geek Grind Coffee. They're delicious. We got a Forbidden Frontier blend. We got an FNT blend. And I am jacked up on coffee right now. So go to eatgrindcoffee.com. Cheers. What's the other one? Is that up there too?
Yeah, it's there now. It's
there now.
Yeah.
Highly organized, everybody. Highly organized.
Well, we are buy streaming on Rumble. So
is that?
Yes.
I made that up.
Streaming. Never heard of buy streaming before.
We swing both ways.
Buy generated
streaming both ways. Free speech is under attack, but Rumble refuses to back down. We've always believed in empowering voices, no matter how unpopular. And now obviously, we're a great example of that. And now we're taking the fight to the next level. When major advertisers conspire to pull their dollars, even brands like Dunkin' Donuts, who do shitty Super Bowl commercials, turn their backs, claiming Rumble had a right-wing culture. But we're not here to fit the mold. We're here to defend free speech. And to strengthen this mission, we're excited to offer Rumble Premium, a completely ad-free experience and exclusive benefits for viewers and creators. You'll find exclusive content from creators like Russell Brand. We like Russell Brand. Dr. Disrespect, Timcast, Jeremy's favorite, and Mug Club with Crowder, Porter Black's favorite. It's more than a subscription. It stands for free speech. Your voice matters. Join Rumble Premium. For a limited time, you can get $10 off an annual plan using promo code Nerdrotic. Visit rumble.com premium/Nerdrotic and claim your discount today. Together, we can turn the tide. Whether you join Rumble Premium or simply are watching, your support helps free speech stay alive. Right on.
There we go. Hey, congratulations.
Free speech.
Congratulations to Tim Pool. Had a baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, dude. No, that's awesome.
And now he can learn how difficult it can be if you just want to move anywhere and start a farm. Now you'll find out how difficult that shit is when you have kids, motherfucker. Okay,
or to have a commune.
Years ago, he's like, "Well, you can just move.
You can just up and leave.
Move and just leave. Yeah, try that with kids. Go ahead. Good luck, buddy."
Didn't he just move and then find out there's a lot of issues where he moved? Yeah. He was like, "Oh shit!"
He's like, I didn't look into the laws. It's going to be very difficult for me to leave here. And
a law passed in 2021, and then enforced in 2022, and it took him this long to figure.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I got to fire all of you.
Dude, that's a law change that we had experienced in California. I remember bitching about it for about a month on my live streams when it happened, because my wife had to rearrange all of her employee contracts, like everywhere. It was a way to kill the gig economy. That's what it's trying to. It's backed by unions, and it's a method to kill the gig economy. So I mean, I understand why he's upset, but I remember when I was talking to Tim, he's like, "Why are you going to Texas? Texas isn't that great."
Get out of here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Texas and Florida, man. That's the two places. If you're looking to relocate somewhere, it's Texas or Florida.
FLA.
That's it.
It's the only answer.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's pretty good, though.
I think Tennessee has those laws too, but we also have no income tax, so it's
that's pretty great.
No income tax is pretty great. Mm-hmm. Pretty great. But sincerely, congratulations, Tim. Welcome to fatherhood.
Absolutely.
Your life's going to change for the better, and it'll give you new purpose in life.
You think the baby comes out with a hat?
I think so. I think
so. Wondering.
It's genetic.
There you go.
It's like the baby actually comes out with just completely encased in a stocking cap, and that's the decision is to make it
Oh, that's great. Yes, moving so much fun with kids, even if they're older, Jeremy. It's fucking great. It's really awesome. Not expensive at all. Not expensive at all.
I'd already be in Orlando, but
Dude, I feel you. It only took us 2 years to move.
Yeah.
So that was
I
crazy.
just moved into a new fucking place here in Orlando, and yeah, whenever Jeremy finally moves to Orlando, that'll be about time for me to pick up and move to Pensacola. So.
Well, we've got everything figured out around here. We know when to move, when not to move, when to read ads, when not.
Know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Never count your money while you're sitting at the table. Okay. Gundam, are you here?
Sounds just like me.
He's having a little. His spot is open for when he wants. He's probably feeding the dog, feeding the ducks. We're not sure, but it wouldn't be a Gundam appearance without some kind of delay in the. Well, it wouldn't be a Friday.
Would
night
be
tights.
Friday Night Tights without that. Would be a Friday Night Tights.
His avatar is loading up.
I don't know. You just dropped some interesting information about a certain director of a certain film, Gary, that I didn't know about until you put it on Twitter.
Let's just start out with this.
I mean,
this is funny.
It's pretty funny.
Hell.
It's pretty funny. So shocking, by the way. So shocking.
Innocent until proven guilty. But
now.
Oh,
hey, he's alive! Oh,
his text was, "It may all be broken."
It may all be broken. Split cam is giving me the runaround.
Gundam.
It is broken.
I want Gundam. I want a Big Mac. I want
It's getting any better now.
would you like fries with that?
Oh my God. Is the shake
the
machine
McRib
working?
back on the menu, Gundam? Come on.
I'm checking with Gonzalez.
I want a McRib and a Shamrock Shake. In February.
Help.
It was either that or Charlie Brown joke. That's the only two I had. Either drive-through or Charlie Brown.
F my life.
Chad, just scream out whatever you want from McDonald's. Gundam will make it happen.
Yeah, Gundam's gonna make it happen. Hi, Gundam.
I don't know if my microphone's working.
There.
Yeah, there it goes.
That's better.
That's great.
Sounds good.
Hey,
Oh, Jesus.
Papa Gundam's here.
You know, I wish when my car battery exploded, it took me with it.
Well,
Hey,
welcome.
Bean Gundam. Oh, well, you know, 2025, it's starting off about as chaotic as a dance routine from Britney Spears in her living room. What more can I say?
At least you're not in the UK. Then the knives would be there too.
Yeah,
That's true.
Or Berlin.
You know, the police would be arresting me while some Muslim was stabbing me in the neck. The true British experience. And just to really piss him off, I'd scream, "Oy vey! Oy vey!"
Yeah,
I'm not supposed to
would
say
be
those
sitting
things.
there getting stabbed to death by some jihadist, and the cops would come up and arrest him for tweets.
I know, for bleeding on the sidewalks.
You got a
We
license
saw
for
that
that
you were
wound.
for getting rid of immigrants, and I'm like, "You're damn right." Hail Lord Trump.
Hey, this week in irony, Gundam, the director of The Apprentice, which is a biopic. I'm going to use air quotes on
Biopic.
that, about Trump, where I guess he drapes his wife at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this just
Not illegal
dropped
in the Muslim countries.
very. This just dropped a few minutes ago, according to Deadline. Groping allegation against director of Trump film The Apprentice leads to Ali Abbasi breakup with CAA and Entertainment 360. So his agents dropped him. He got fired by his agents, the people who work for him, over these allegations.
I know how it feels, man. My agency dropped me while Kai Sant was having a ride in New York City. Somehow I was worse than him.
Yeah, you didn't grope anybody that you're going to admit to.
I got to find someone to grope. Hopefully, by the end of the day, there's a
Sounds
cute
like a
girl
love
Panera
song.
Bread.
I need to find somebody to grope.
Just for the record.
It's not
They
a
let you
struggle.
do it.
Someone.
They
For
let
the
you do it.
record.
Yes, Trump says they let you do it. Okay, so it's not like he said he did it against their
Locker
will.
room talk.
They let you do it when you're famous.
I just can't help
I was just
myself. I have
trying
to kiss women.
He was just trying to get really into the character, you know. Like,
Did he grope a man or a woman? That's
Method.
what I'd like to know.
That's a
Well,
fair
we're
question
about
with
to find
Hollywood.
out.
Well, with the name, it might be a goat.
Ali Abbasi in The 40 Thieves, director of the Oscar and Golden Globe nominated Donald Trump biopic The Apprentice, has parted ways with this U.S. rep at CAA and Entertainment 360. Deadline was learned.
Alibaba.
I wasn't looking. Did he get it right? Everyone's laughing.
There's a lot of jokes here. There's a lot of jokes.
Don't worry, Gary. I see Alibaba too.
Just move on.
I just roll with it, baby. We're told there is an ugly backstory here, reminiscent of the kinds of things Ali Bassi's screen subject Trump has been accused of, never proven, even unfolded as CAA's Golden Globes. It even unfolded at CAA's Golden Globes after party. How come it's taken so long to get out? Where sources said an inebriated Abbasi aggressively groped an A-list CAA repped actor.
There's so many things about that. They imply when you go, well, he groped an A-list celebrity. It's like, well, if it was a D-list, no one would care, right? It's more severe because they're more popular at this point.
Yeah.
What is aggressive groping?
Yeah, what is that's wrong? Aggressively.
Well, they're mad because it was one of theirs.
Gentle
if it was
groping.
somebody else, they wouldn't have cared. Sources tell Deadline that at the aftermath, the agency braced the filmmaker and demanded an apology to the actor, though others close to the filmmaker told us he was explicitly advised not to be in contact with the actor. That sounds like it makes more sense to me. In the aftermath, the agency explicitly advised Abbasi not to be in touch with the actor, and the ensuing fallout ended with Abbasi no longer working with the agency and the management company. It is not entirely clear who discharged him, but it happened on January 27th, so almost a month ago. But we've confirmed that Abbasi is now solely repped by Lark in the UK.
What do they mean? It's not entirely clear who discharged whom. That would mean he got accused of something, then went to his agency and went, "I'm firing you." That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Well, I think that it would. You could potentially read it as it's not like they put out a big statement that he's fired, but because of this conflict, he might have said, "All right, go fuck yourselves. I'm going somewhere else." Like that. That could be interpreted that way, but it doesn't sound like it.
All right. My conspiracy theorist mind says, I do believe Oscar nomination voting is over. So maybe that's why this came out now. Maybe, possibly.
I have been seeing a lot. This is like a few weeks ago. I saw a lot of tweets hyping up Sebastian Stan's performance. There was a lot of tweets with like little clips of it. I have not seen the movie. I don't think Sebastian Stan did that great of a job as Trump, even as a younger Trump. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not like offensively bad or anything. I just didn't think it was incredibly like next level either. But did it get nominated for anything? It didn't get nominated.
Did.
So
he got nominated for a different movie.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. For a different movie?
No, I thought it was The Apprentice.
No, I thought he got nominated for the.
No, that was like the big surprise was people were not expecting him to get nominated.
Okay,
because thought they'd want to stay away.
Right here, which drew Oscar nominations for Sebastian Stan.
There you go.
For his role.
Oh, there you go. So I personally
keep speculating before we read, Ryan. It's way more fun.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that's boring.
Spoil the
Like,
surprise.
On the screen. The text is fucking 96-point font.
It's even underlined.
I ain't gonna help, brother.
The clips I saw, it felt like he was trying to, I guess, do an impersonation of the impersonations of Trump.
It got the
like
face.
he was leaning too far into Trumpisms for it to feel like he was trying to be Donald Trump. It's almost like he was trying to mock Donald Trump.
It was hard to tell whether it was actually the makeup team that made his face look more like, because he had like that kind of like that almost like duck face that you oftentimes see in impersonations, which is not necessarily like reality itself. So I think that's kind of like, but then the question is, was that him or was that prosthetics or was that, makeup team or was that actually him?
Yeah. I know, like, Chris, Gore, and Alan from Film Thread, I think they saw it and they thought it was pretty good for what it was. I just had no desire to see it. I had no desire to see it because I had no faith that they were actually going to tell. I don't generally like biopics anyway, but this was just not something I was going to go see because the timing of when they released it, the reports of what was involved in it, and now having the director himself accused of this is pretty on point for Hollywood. Not surprising at all.
Not at all. It's always projection. And they feel that Donald Trump is the way they are because that's how they live their lives. They know no other perspective. So yeah, that's funny as hell. We'll see what happens. Again, innocent until proven guilty. He's got an agent, and this came out, I believe, again after Oscar nomination voting because the Oscars are in like a week, a little maybe 2 weeks, beginning of March.
Look at the date, yeah.
Do we know when this when this split actually happened? Because that's like the news, right? Is that CIA and him are no longer together because of this?
Sometime after the 27th.
At Golden Globes after party when the initial shit happened. But the only reason it's breaking is because of he's not being repped by them anymore.
Yeah.
Probably not, but that's it doesn't really matter. It's a matter of like this. Obviously, somebody fed this to the press. And it's all about timing and who knows what's behind it with the whole because I know you're an expert on it, Ryan, the whole Justin Baldoni fucking Blake Lively thing.
I'm so committed to that story. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one example of 1,000 of how like duplicitous and evil these people are. It's just and that's why people are enjoying it right now because they just want to see it burn. At this point, is it too soon?
And The Rock doesn't stop at Hollywood. It's made its way into YouTube.
Oh yes,
yeah. That Blake Lively story. I know. Like I was telling you the other day, Gary. I know nothing about it. I really don't. It's a Johnny Depp Amber Heard story to me. I don't like.
It's Johnny Depp.
It's light, yeah.
I was gonna
nobody
say,
shat in a bed.
It's not not yet.
Well, we don't know yet.
It's Hollywood.
It does have the energy that a lot of people are covering to make it seem like that. The allegations, if you want to call them that, aren't nearly that nefarious as what Amber Heard was saying.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the story itself as like how I care about it. I just,
right. Yeah. And I think one thing is once we if it goes forward, if the case doesn't get thrown out and it goes forward, we get to discovery. That's going to provide the actual shit for a lot of the things that are being said on both sides. And we'll get to see more. But once I heard that Justin Baldoni, once I heard that he was like, well, I could tell they were making fun of me with the character of Nice Pool in Deadpool.
That's so stupid.
He spotted this vegan feminist fucking spirit
automatically thought it was
man bun fuck in Deadpool and Wolverine, and he was like, they're making fun of me. I was like, one, if it was an accurate portrayal of you, like so much that you could tell you're making fun of you, that's funny to me.
Yeah.
But also too, we'll see. I don't know. I just don't care about it nearly as much. I want to see more actual discovery versus both of their PR campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
Which is all it's going to be until the trial.
Right.
For a year. It is going to be a year and a month. So
neither seems likable either. That's the other kind of issue. Like Johnny Depp was very likable. That's why he was everyone was really supporting him. Everyone, not to mention he had of course more evidence on his side, but as the trial unfolded. But in this case, it's people like Ryan Reynolds, but Blake Lively, it's not really.
Wait, hold on. Is Ryan Reynolds fingering somebody? What's going on here?
Well, he's involved in this. He's involved in this as far as just the fuckery that's going on behind the scenes. But Ryan Reynolds' reputation behind the scenes has always been that he's kind of a dick. I don't care. Who gives a shit?
Fucking Hollywood as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into this because, quite frankly, none of us know what we're fucking talking about.
That's most.
Most anything else we talk about. But it is true. It's like a lot of it was look at the games they were playing to try to get control of this or get control of that. It appeared to me like his team was running a lot of kind of PR shit before the movie came out and during it. All these things. It seems like there's been some attack from both sides. We'll see what happens when we actually get the evidence. But in a similar way, if we heard that Tom Cruise was trying to pull strings and like freeze people out behind the scenes because the movie wasn't going the way he wanted it to, would we probably be like, what's Tom Cruise? That's Hollywood.
It's Tom Cruise, exactly.
Blake Lively, who might be using her connection to Ryan, is using her connection to Ryan Reynolds to have some of that power. And that's where it gets a little bit fucking shady.
Dude, this shit happens all the time. It just happens all the time. It's out there now, and it's probably entertaining to watch, and if people enjoy it, great. I won't even care when the verdict comes in, to be honest with you.
I'm just confused by the whole thing. I've had people try to explain it to me, and I still don't understand.
Now, there's deep lore on it that we're not going to go over here, but go to My Nerdy Home. She's got a bunch. Steph's got a bunch of videos on it, breaking it down. She's on top of it. You know, all the ladies are going to be like locked in on this one.
No, it's so true though.
All the
Like,
ladies and gay dudes are going to be locked in on this one, and straight guys are going to go, what?
Hey, X-Ray girl, why don't you?
What's a Baldoni?
I'm not going to spend 15 minutes of FNT to explain stuff that people
There's
don't.
that much
No.
lore?
15 minutes? What?
At least.
It's
Dude,
a lot of lore,
like
dude.
I've seen so many people talking about this shit, and I just like, again,
I
same
don't
thing.
get any of it.
I'm not saying the story is the same. I'm saying I have the same energy towards this as I did Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. I don't
Yeah.
You know,
fucking
how
care.
this would be best worked out? Baldoni and Reynolds go out by the woodshed and fucking beat the shit out of each other. Work it out like men, okay?
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Baldoni's like a male feminist.
Yeah, so he'd get his ass kicked, but you know,
So they both suck.
That was why, like, I would have had like the one thing that definitely caught my eye about it was the story about Justin Baldoni's team wanting communications from Disney and Marvel during the production of Deadpool and Wolverine because he felt like the character of Nice Pool was Ryan Reynolds like insulting him.
That's enough to put me on Ryan Reynolds' side.
Exactly.
He was right though.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, if it is all true, and this character is making fun of him, then he saw this beta ass fucking like male
No,
feminist
Yeah.
man bun super queer fucking dude and was like, hey, that's me. Like, but I don't care.
That is just a small facet of it. There's other stuff that is more
There's other stuff.
concerning than Nice Pool.
we will not be covering on Friday night.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Too late.
care.
Too late.
Ollie.
Hey, but if you want to start a channel and have 75% female audience in the 40s with wine boxes, go for it.
In
that
their
will
40s?
fucking turn on you the moment you stop talking about this
Dude,
shit.
absolutely. No danger of that happening here, though. Woo. All right. Hey, box office. So seems like we go through this. The wheels on the bus go round and round. We go through this
All right, Kamala.
all the time with the Marvel movie.
What, you go off a coconut tree?
This is a wheel next to another wheel.
Next to another wheel.
Significance of time.
Yeah, the passage of time is pretty.
Passage of time. We live in a society. Just all the things, all the phrases. It's Captain America: Brave New World is going to lose a lot of money. Disney Marvel has gone through a lot of mental gymnastics in the press to try to make it sound like they don't, and they might not necessarily be lying. They could be telling the truth with a $180 million budget if they filmed a whole new movie. Because when you film a movie, what these giant studios do is they create a corporation, right? And that's where all the businesses run through. They could have done another one. They could be lying. I don't know. But even let's talk about Culture Crave for just a moment, Jeremy.
Hey, sorry I got you blocked there, Gary.
You fucker.
Where
I
are
got
you
caught
gonna
up
get
in
your
your
news
storm.
now?
I didn't even say anything that bad, to be honest with you. But they blocked me.
Hey, I just responded, and these queers blocked me. Or hid my comment.
Judged what words you were going to say.
Well, I was about to say. I almost said another one. Look, that word's
Was it a
coming back,
baguette?
but it's just not. It's not fully YouTube friendly yet. But
What do you
anyway,
mean the word's not? It's more than coming back. I was hanging out with a woman a week ago who called me the F slur.
but yeah, they hit. So essentially, they made a post about Captain America: Brave New World and the box office, and someone responded, calling them out on how they were basically underplaying the budget with their post that they were referencing Deadline. And instead of just not responding, which is what a page should do on Twitter, a brand. They responded to tell the person that, hey, you're wrong because the Hollywood Reporter debunked this. And it's like, go fuck yourself. So I responded with the Trump like retard meme, like, oh, and I'm like, oh, the budget's been debunked. And they hid my reply. It was the only reply they hid. Was mine.
Got what you deserve.
So yeah. So then I quote. Yeah, there we go, right there. And so I quote tweeted, and I'm like, it'd be a shame if everybody screenshot this and replied, and all the replies are that screenshot. So then they blocked me.
I might have done that too.
And then Gary did the same thing, and they blocked him. And it was pretty fun. Yeah.
So that's what was going on.
Yeah, that's what. So what they were doing, Gundam, was they were running from it. For one, the debunking. I love how they put the article up to say it was debunked, and if you read it, it doesn't debunk shit. It says somebody said it's this.
Disney told us it's this.
Right.
Which is the same exact thing we've seen from all the Marvel movies over the past several years. It's
an
the
absolute
same
triumph.
It's the same thing we were told for the Marvels when we were told that was a $200 million budget. Same thing for Quantumania. Disney told them it was a $200 million budget. Multiverse of Madness, $200 million budget. And all of those budgets ended up in the 350, some over $400 million range because Disney was not honest when they told the trades what the budget was. But there's a reason it's just been constantly repeated and driven into people's minds, and why every little box office update is like, this film had a budget of $180 million and a break even of $425 million.
Yep.
And that's not true either.
No,
and that's not true. And even if 425 million was true, let's just roll with everything's the truth. $180 million is the budget. Then 50% of that would be $90 million. You have to add that for the marketing. So that's $270 million.
Minimum.
Then minimum. This is all like bare minimum being nice. It's nowhere. It's fantasy. It's nowhere near this low.
Yeah.
And then there's the foreign ticket sales, which are between 20 to 40%. We'll split the difference and say 30%. Then we'll say the domestic totals, which are 55 to 60%. Fuck it. We'll say 60%. That Disney gets to take 60%. They still lose $75 million on $425 million.
Well, that's a pretty big win for them as of late.
You sounded, Gary, you sounded a bit smart with all those maths.
I went I went old school autism and did the math on it.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. It really hurt. I don't want to do it again.
I just judge it by the way it looks and just say, it's going to lose money. And then I feel good about myself. I don't even bother with the math anymore. None of this matters.
Well, it usually does. So you end up being right. It's not like we're, it's not like we're going out on a limb here. Okay.
Yeah, like that line judging it by the way it looks is kind of funny. If you look at the main actor there.
Well, I was on Twitter and I saw black people informing me that was a major win and that me not liking it made me funny and weird. Also a racist. I thought to myself, Jesus Christ, if this guy who used to play basketball smokes weed all day says it has to be true. So Gary's math could be wrong.
Yeah, I thought they were all going to go out and support this movie, just like Black Panther,
Then so Weir started yelling at me, and I said, I'm going to tell Ryan Kennel about you, and you're going to be a victim of a hate crime, you effing racial slur.
Remember for Wakanda Forever? They were saying white people don't go to the movie the first weekend. So one person said this, by the way.
Okay, you just stand in the door.
Yeah, you unlock the memory from it. Like black people on what's that one? Threads. They were talking about how they wouldn't see the film because America was trash and Wakanda was the utopia. And I was sitting there on Threads like, I don't understand the fascination with Wakanda because apparently the one Akon made isn't going very well from what I could see.
It's weird how that works.
Didn't they call Wakanda a nationalist country or isolation? They called it a nationalist country in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, nationalist, isolationist. Yeah, it's both.
Yeah, which it is.
And then basically, just like in every African country that's ever existed, another black man warlord came in who is stronger and more powerful than the other, murdered a bunch of fucking innocent people, and decided that his goal was to rid the world of white people.
That was in the movie, wasn't it?
That was the movie. Never's going to take it
when Ryan explains it, it seems so much more racist.
Because it is. It's the flavor he puts on it.
Yes. What about the meme? The Wakanda is MAGA, anti-immigration, pro-wall,
that is true.
trade restrictions, anti-diversity. Yeah,
we need to make Wakanda
anti-refugee
great again. It was
stuff.
better before they started sharing all their technology with the world, letting everybody in.
Yes, exactly.
Giving these posers Captain Falcon America wings and all this shit.
You know, how come he could survive the Hulk beating the ever-loving stuffing out of him with those wings and shield? His arm should have broke.
Because he has, so in theory, vibranium, right?
Can absorb the energy.
It absorbs and dissipates the shock.
Correct.
Is what we're saying.
Specifically, it was like that purple magic shield that he had on the
magic is
wings.
the best term. Yeah.
Magic is the best way to describe
At times
it.
he's beaten up by a random guy in a hallway, and in other times he's taken on the Hulk.
There's no power scaling to it.
And
I
could
crashed a
land at full
motorcycle
speed and
with
not
a
break his
leather
legs.
suit that has airbags in it, and my bone's still cracked.
Yeah,
it's amazing how that happens.
I need
Called
vibranium,
physics.
I guess.
Yes, you do.
No, Fluffy. No,
Fluffy!
right here.
What's up, Fluffy?
Hi, Fluffy.
Watch out, Fluff. You're going to be X-Ray Girl's next meal.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about
R.I.P.
that
Gomez.
We'll talk about that later. So, where are we at on the Friday to Friday drop? Do we
I'm
know?
just waiting how long that dead air's gonna hang.
We won't get the Friday numbers until tomorrow,
Yeah, I know,
but we
but-
did get the Thursday numbers. And what's interesting is when you put this up against Quantum Mania, which is really the best film to put this up against because it came out same weekend, President's Day weekend, back in 2023. Every day, Brave New World has lost to that movie. And my favorite line and my favorite part of this whole coverage of Deadline and all the trade media is they're really trying to spin this thing. And so the best line in the Deadline article says something to the effect of Brave New World grossed an estimated 6.3 million on Tuesday, taking its 5-day total to 106, which is only 21.1 million behind Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
That is
only
so
21 million
bad.
behind it.
And that's
and that movie ended a little bit over 200 million. So there's a good chance if this trend continues that this movie will not hit 200 million domestic and will barely get to $450 million worldwide. Now, again, we don't know about the internationals yet, so there's still a lot that could happen there, but this is not looking good.
Second
at
place
all.
in the UK behind Bridget Jones.
Yeah, seriously.
So the first weekend, we focus a lot on domestic because fuck everyone else who doesn't live here, honestly. But
Not forever.
But internationally, it didn't perform well either.
Yeah.
It was like 91, something like that internationally in the 3-day weekend, whereas Quantumania was more in the 110, $120 million range for its opening weekend. And they even had an extended opening for it overseas. So the opening weekend as a whole was like $45 million short globally of Quantumania. And that didn't really get talked about. Everybody wanted to compare how close it came to a movie that came out in 2014 in Winter Soldier to its opening weekend. But as it's gone on, and you've probably seen this too, Odin, the Wednesday and Thursday numbers, the first Wednesday and Thursday numbers for Captain America Brave New World, not only are they below Quantumania and below Winter Soldier, they're below Captain America, the First Avenger.
Yeah.
The Wednesday and Thursday numbers are the lowest first Wednesday and Thursday in the history of the Captain America franchise.
Oh, God.
Good job, diversity.
Well, the thing is, what
we
the
did
original,
it.
Fluffy
the
just said
original
it's his
Captain
strength.
America having like a patriotic message is something that the rest of the world can get behind. They're just patriotic for their own nation. This story of this is it's such a big struggle for me to hold the stars and stripes as a black guy. That doesn't go internationally at all. That's not a message that anyone else can understand, let alone get behind.
Yeah, Rand didn't dig
What was the message of the movie? That's my question. I watched the whole
The
movie. What
message
fuck
was
it?
that Sam Wilson deserves to be Captain America because he's black and has empathy.
Oh, so deep. So
yeah.
What's even worse about
Ironically, also the message of Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
What's even worse about the comparison with the first Avenger is that's before you even adjust for inflation. Right? That movie came out in
exactly. That's what I
2011.
mean.
I was gonna ask. Yeah, holy.
That's
Those are
how
raw
bad
numbers.
this is. Yes.
So in opening weekend, about 6 million tickets were sold for Captain America Brave New World for its opening weekend. Winter Soldier, if you take the average ticket price from 2014, you're talking somewhere in the realm between 11 and 12 million tickets sold opening weekend here domestically. So about half the amount of people went to see Black Falcon, Captain America, Civil Winter Soldier as went to see these previous entries.
Yep.
And and I know, like we've said this 1,000 times. The problem is the budget, not necessarily the returns that they're getting. If the budget wasn't so wildly out of control with reshoots and everything, and even just the budget in general wasn't so wildly out of control, this wouldn't be a disaster for Disney. But because of the budget, it's a complete disaster. People that are not paying attention to this will simply just look at whatever it ends up making, $400 or $500 million. Man, this movie made $500 million. I don't know what the first Avenger made worldwide. What did it make when it was all said and done?
Like 370.
So that's what a lot of people are going to point to, is they're going to use the first Avenger, and they're going to go, well, hey, look, this is the first one, for Black Captain America. So, if we're judging him versus Chris Evans first, when he actually did more money, and that they're going to look at it through that lens to defend it, it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense that anybody's going to try to justify it. But that's what the culture craves of the world are doing right now, and that makes all of these other mindless NPCs run with that bullshit.
The culture craves is the Ian Miles Chong of entertainment.
Yes. And you could tell what they were doing too, because they chose on purpose Winter Soldier, because it was funny to see them compare the 3-day total of Winter Soldier to the 4-day projected total of Brave New World, because they wanted to be in the same discussion, because most people think Winter Soldier might be the best MCU film that was ever made. Like, it's arguable to be the best MCU film that wanted to be in that same category. But when you actually looked at the numbers, and when you actually compared it and looked at average ticket sales and all these other things, and also the fact that it was a 4-day total versus a 3-day total, I mean, this movie has nothing going for it at all. Even with no real competition up against this weekend, it's still projected by Box Office Theory, that was up there before, a 68% domestic drop, which is only a couple percentage points below where Quantumania was. So this film is still tracking below that number. And again, 450-ish million for Quantumania worldwide by the end of its run. This movie could make less than 400 million worldwide.
Yeah, that's the only thing it has going for it, is literally no competition. But unfortunately, I could throw out a Down syndrome kid with who's a paraplegic. I could roll him out on the fucking basketball court. Even if nobody's guarding him, he's still probably gonna miss, right? So that's basically what we have going on here, is even with no competition, it's probably not going to matter. And I always felt that it would land in the $400 to $500 million range, still be a failure, still lose money. But depending on how this goes, unless it picks up, unless something radically changes, which I don't think the drop will be 70%. I think it'll be more in the 65, 66, 67% range. But it needs to start accelerating and taking off.
It needs like a 50% drop.
It's not going to happen.
It needs a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 drop. The one thing it does have,
the thing, like what Odin was saying, the way that they're presenting it, and it makes people be like, oh, $90 million opening, that's nothing to scoff at. That's a solid number. That 100% would be a solid number for virtually any other category of film that comes out, depending on its budget, depending on the hype level. But not for Marvel films, which have a big, huge opening because of the hype, because of people wanting to see it opening weekend, because of the idea of spoilers, because of all this stuff, the culture surrounding it. They have big opening weekends. And now what we've seen over the past several years, have massive drop-offs between 60 and 70%.
You lagged up real bad.
Perfect. And specifically, Ryan, your mouth looked like you were sucking.
We get your point, buddy. Hey, there is a movie it does have something in common with, right? So we got Rotten Tomatoes audience score, especially when it comes to films, really accurate, right, guys? So it's at 80%. Can you see that? 80%, which is exactly the same amount as another movie. There you go. The Marvels. The Marvels.
What a great film.
Marvel. And if you remember, go ahead. Yeah, so the Marvel's at 80%.
Wow. With the 60% fresh.
So look,
the fresh.
This is one of the things
strange.
When it comes to this new era of Rotten Tomatoes scores with the verified ratings, and you have to connect your Fandango and you have to do this, everybody has to show that they watched it and all this stuff. With the way things are going now, if you look at all these failures we've seen, Quantumania is right around 80, 81% as well. All these flops are sitting at 80. The massively successful huge hits like Deadpool, Wolverine, Spider-Man, No Way Home, those are all at like 95, 96, 97%. We have to kind of adjust to that, because the reality is Captain America, Brave New World, the Marvels, the state that Marvel is in, virtually the only people that are going to go give it a chance in the beginning are people that are likely to like the current state of Marvel as it is.
Right.
So if you just think about it that way, I actually don't think there's anything necessarily nefarious about this. I think it's a combination of how Rotten Tomatoes is allowing it to be scored now and the people who are actually going to see these movies.
Well, that's the nefarious part, though. They chose this as the rating system because they knew the result.
Yeah, because they don't do this for television because they can't. And that's where you get more accurate ratings.
E-commerce sites cut down one click and their sales will go up 20% because people are inherently lazy. So to go through all the effort to sign up to Fandango and everything, you're going to be incredibly invested in the movies.
Right.
Well, that's one thing we said with
it's surprising to me that of the people that are out there, of all the people that have seen all the marketing for Brave New World, even though we think it looks like fucking shit, of all the people that have seen it and decided to spend their money and fucking go, that about 4 out of 5 of them ended up liking what they saw. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
In general. Same thing with the Marvels, right? With all the stuff we saw for the Marvels, and we all thought it looked fucking absolutely horrible, for the handful of people that actually decided to go watch it in a theater that had
go through all those flaming hoops to rate it. Absolutely.
To rate it, yeah.
But I also don't think it's crazy to put out of the realm of possibility that some third-party marketing company, it's because it's in the best interest for marketing to make their film look good. Look at all the bullshit Disney's going through now with this fucking budget that I've heard from people who work at Marvel is bullshit.
And they know they can get away with it. And like that's the big thing is that with the UK ones, right? They could put numbers out there and the trades would run with it, but you didn't really at least I didn't notice the trades defending those films as much because I think they knew, oh, we'll find out later on down the road how much this movie actually costs. Whereas for this one, because this was not shot in the UK, they don't have to worry about that as much. And so they're really pushing hard this 180, this one. I've never seen it pushed this much before in a while. So
the thing that throws me off on the Rotten Tomato stuff is the Rise of Skywalker never moved from 86%.
No, it didn't. Not a lift.
And that was always weird to me.
Captain Marvel is what they changed the whole system for.
And if you're looking for a legitimate alternative, you can go over to Criticless.
Yes,
that's where you can go now.
Certified
Captain
bogus.
America: Brave New World has 30% on Criticless. Right
Certified
now.
bogus.
So it's 100% free. You'll see all of us over there. I've been reviewing a lot of movies lately. Odin's been over there for a while, but I'm really excited to build up this site, and we're heavily involved over there. So hopefully you guys will go check it out.
Yeah.
So I can go there and write my scathing reviews full of anger and
It will not be removed.
And you control
not be
Jeremy in his
censored.
comments like I did. Dark Knight Rises.
Captain America: Brave New World forced me to reevaluate my life and my career choice. I found myself drinking whiskey in the middle of the night, wondering if I could find enough vibranium to stab myself in the throat and end all of my pain. 3 out of 5.
Somebody said Criticals is a huge echo chamber. Tell that to my Interstellar review, because it didn't seem like a big echo chamber over there. Okay,
that's because you're bigoted.
Yeah, apparently. Or my
It's
Dark
a
Knight
big echo
Rises
chamber.
review.
Why don't you sign up and change it?
Yeah.
I'm about to say,
change it.
I'm
Why
going
don't you
down
be
the
the
list.
change you want to see in the world, bigot?
I'm seeing about 3 or 4 most excellent scores for Brave New World. So there is a wide variety. I mean, obviously it depends on the movie, but there is a wide variety of opinions, and I actually think it skews more normie in a lot of the reviews and in a lot of the audience scoring, which actually makes it a better place because you're more likely to get different perspectives. And so it actually is, if anything, it's not the echo chamber. That's what's great about it, is that it brings everybody from all walks of life together.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So go check that out if you're tired of Rotten Tomatoes bullshit.
Ultimately, Captain America: Brave New World could make $1 billion. I don't care. It was a piece of shit. It's a terrible
It was a
movie.
very bad film.
And we have to go through, like I said, we have to go through this freaking circus every time. Going back to Black Widow, every time it's like, this movie's amazing. It's an absolute triumph. And then it comes out, oh, I've heard that this one's great. And then it comes out and you're like, oh, it's a piece of shit. Just like that. I mean, there's a pattern with Disney. Every Disney Plus show outside of X-Men 97 pretty much has the same pattern. First couple of episodes are okay, ends up like shit. Like, and we've been doing this for 3 years now. You know, it's like, and it's like we're fighting people who don't realize that yesterday happened. You know, that they have no idea that the past happened. We can recognize patterns. We might be doing this for a long time, but even
very low information people too, Gary, right? Because just by framing it, this film had a $180 million budget. It made $192 million globally its first weekend. And people are like, oh, it made its budget back. It's like, you realize the theaters get a fucking hefty cut of that, right? The studio doesn't see all the money. And there's a lot of people out there that don't understand that. because, as I've said multiple times throughout my course of my YouTube career,
can't wait for him
a lot of fucking retards out there. All right. So.
Yeah. He's so positive. I love it.
Isn't he though?
And that's why it makes me so happy that the film's doing as bad as it is, because even if you were to have like the lowest expectations and the lowest realistic takes on it, there's just no way for you to argue that this film made anything or has any chance of making money.
Scene was really bad. It's painful.
It was. Everything hinges on the Fantastic Four for Marvel this year.
Yeah,
Thunderbolts and everything else outside of Daredevil. Daredevil's around the corner, but Daredevil's not going to be in any of the movies.
Yeah,
so,
if Daredevil is good, that is a good thing for them and a good thing PR wise, and something people might actually like. We'll see what happens when it comes out, but that is not going to be the game changer like Fantastic Four probably needs to be to set the stage for the future of the MCU.
Yeah, Daredevil, like the marketing has been great. Like it's legit been very good. They even put up a really positive tweet. Like it said, "Respect the past, hope for the future." That coming from Marvel, Disney. Marvel's like, what the hell? Reverence for the past, yet hope for the future. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
That's
Positive
weird.
meta? What the fuck?
Yeah. But that's also a message that they're trying to send. Like we are turning things around. We have to put out some crap. Again, I'll believe it when I see it. But
it's also words are easy, but actions are harder. They actually have to understand what that means before they can even implement it. And it's a bit like you kept saying, they really like this film internally. Because, yeah, the movies they're putting out, they're not putting out bad movies deliberately. That's what they think is good. And so even if they're attempting to make good stuff now and drop the message, they still don't understand what it takes to be a good thing in the first place. So... and
they keep putting out this stuff that's bad, and they're going to have the same problem. Like DC has an uphill battle right now with Superman. No matter how great it is, you put out 6 flops in a row. And that's going to affect it because the normies just see, well, they don't even know the difference between Marvel and DC at this point.
That is
even now.
So true. Oh my God. I had a friend of mine asking me, isn't the X-Men part of DC? I'm like, no, you fool.
Yeah, it was like it was with Daredevil. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people didn't know he was Marvel because he's never been in the MCU. So if you don't know the comics,
well, he wasn't Spider-Man No Way Home, I guess. But like, I will never forget when I was at a trivia night in San Diego, and it happened to be MCU trivia night in like 2016, 2017, something like that. And one of the questions was list all of the MCU entries in order. And pretty fucking easy. We nailed it. But I heard people talking next to us, and this group of people that are just normie as fuck. They were like, well, that first Spider-Man, that one with Tobey Maguire, that one came out really early. So you have to put that one, like people including the Batman Dark Knight movies in it.
That's funny.
People don't pay attention to a lot of this shit.
Ryan, you go to trivia nights?
I did back when I had fucking friends. Yeah, we did pretty well in trivia when I was in San Diego. Me and a couple of my other like nuke buddies. So
notice how those are the good core memories.
Yeah.
Those are the memories. Okay, so we have with Doctor. What do we start now? What do you got there, Garrett?
I got Bond. I got
Let's do Bond
as well.
We'll do Bond. No, we can go Bond. We can do Bond. This was big news yesterday.
Before we move on from Marvel, just with how
fucking such a shad move. We've already got the before we move on.
We've already moved on.
I'm waiting for everyone to share their thoughts. And then
I thought you were going to shut up.
I like how Gary's trying to act like we're organized around here.
Now Shad pulls out a chart as to why Superman having a dog.
He has his notes out, and it's going to be
PowerPoint ready.
Let's go.
Don't get me started on
pulls
crypto.
down a screen.
Friggin' make a PowerPoint.
Hey, listen, I'm no longer excited for James Gunn Superman. I don't know if you guys saw what happened yesterday, but I'm no longer excited.
Yeah, find that tweet. Find that tweet.
He's hanging out with Zack Snyder.
Really?
Zach's like, look, you just got to get him to let his dad die. Okay, have him let his dad die. It'll be great. Add some slow motion. Get some of that color out of the movie, by the way. Okay. Yeah, movie ruined. It's over.
Oh no,
we're done here.
It's over. Done.
That is 100% troll right there. By
No,
both
yeah.
of them.
No, I in all seriousness, I appreciate that they did this because the two fan bases are fucking like hating each other. It's insane.
It's a war zone.
Yeah, so basically
they're pulling a Jeremy and Eric after Tuesday night's main event.
Oh my god, it's so good. So now you've got all these fans that hate each other's guts, and they're like, well, yeah, it's great. I'm loving it. So, but
and
yeah,
also there is
supposedly
supposedly a DC Studios press event this Saturday, like that got announced immediately after this picture got put out. So people are speculating like crazy. Of course,
Just put out the air cut.
and Gunn and Snyder are actually like friends. Like Gunn write that zombie movie that I like of Snyder's?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I mean, they've been working
Day to
together
Day
for a
or-
long time. So I don't actually think this is a problem at all. It's just kind of a joke, but you know.
No, they took this picture knowing full well what was going to happen on the
Absolutely.
internet. And they're
Absolutely.
like, yep. So there's that. But Shad, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So with how poor Brave New World, I remember it now. With how poor Brave New World is doing, how do you think Ironheart's going to go when that's released? Because
Okay, does that get released all at once or weekly? I think they dump it all at once.
I think they dump it as well.
Hang on,
That's coming
I've
out in
got-
June. That's
Is
coming
that a
out in
mo-
June.
It's a movie, I thought, not a
Is it
series.
June? Is it before?
No,
or
it's a
after?
series.
After?
It's a series.
It's a
It's a
series.
series?
Yeah, it's a
we're-
series.
It's not a movie. No.
Okay, listen, she's black and queer. It's gonna go real well.
Yeah, they'll probably
June
echo
24th.
it. I agree. They'll dump
June
it all at once.
24th. So that is before the Fantastic Four. That's good. Don't release it after the Fantastic Four. I wouldn't. But no.
Thunder. I think it's Thunder. Depending on how this does, what do we think Thunderbolts will do? I think that's like a more reasonable
Yes.
question because that's actually coming out in the box office.
I don't think that's going to do very well. It doesn't
But
seem
it
like
was
there's
cheaper
any...
to make. It was cheaper
Has
to
fewer
make.
black people.
Okay. And
China might like it better. That's why I'm saying.
We're not on locals. We said a lot of locals last night that we can't stay on YouTube.
Yeah, I have no idea. Shad is very passionate about Thunderbolts. I would have. It would have been great to have Zemo in it. I think that would have made a lot of sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would actually be kind of excited if they properly tried to adapt the Thunderbolts. Now it's just their version
Dude,
of
if
the
they-
Suicide Squad.
Because just based on the trailer, it looks like the task mistress or the task
They're
manager
still
like
keeping
gets killed.
Taskmaster a woman.
It's still a
Yeah.
woman, but it looks like she gets killed in the first act, and it's like, okay, I might be liking this movie a little more. So,
I mean,
I
it
like
actually-
Bucky. Like I like Bucky.
I like
I
John
actually
Walker.
don't really hate Florence Pugh. I really don't hate Yelena necessarily, but God, there's just if they make a great movie, then okay, they make a great movie.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that movie is going to get tough to get people to go there. At least for fake Captain America, they're pretending to have a Captain America. Maybe if they leaned into that with John Walker, they could do something. But
Yeah, it needs to be really good and have really good word of mouth to move the needle in any measure. I don't think there's going to be a huge opening for it because there's not massive interest. But who knows about the Thunderbolts and the normie kind of, thing. As to the film
What about the
itself, in
characters?
terms of, as for the film itself, it actually looks like it might be entertaining. We'll see, but I don't have nearly as much reservations about it as I had going into
Marvel,
New World.
if Captain America Brave New World opened, I don't know, 5 years ago, same movie, it does a lot better. Marvel right now is not the juggernaut that they thought they were, or they used to be, I guess. They're just not. Now, obviously, Deadpool Wolverine does fantastic because that's the next level that had a lot of viral stuff going on. You had huge stars involved with that. But something like Thunderbolts, again, 5 years ago would have probably done really well, all things considered. But the branding of Marvel is just nowhere near where it used to be. They have severely damaged their brand, just like Pixar damaged their brand, just like Star Wars has damaged their brand. So you need something that transcends in order to hit that next level. And Thunderbolts doesn't have it. I'm not saying it's going to be like the Marvels level or anything, and I don't know what the budget is on it, but there's nothing about that to like hardcore fans or whatever, I don't think there's anything offensively bad to it. So I think like the internet culture, I think a lot of people are probably going to like, I'll check this out. But it doesn't hit like that general audience level. There's nothing in that shows me that that's going to be viral or anything like that at this point.
Right.
It would have to be as good as
also during that time period, there was a lot of goodwill. And it's the reason why a movie like Guardians of the Galaxy could be successful was because of the MCU goodwill, where with the Thunderbolts, that goodwill is gone. So it's probably going to be nowhere near close.
Well, Guardians also built up a lot of goodwill too. Guardians surprised a lot of people.
I would
think that
argue
if this is Guardians good, maybe, but I don't think it's going to be Guardians.
But Guardians had Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt was becoming a megastar, and that's one of the things that elevated him to a megastar. And so Guardians had a lot going for it. So I
think we're
Guardians
looking
had
at
a lot
an
going for it.
Andor. I think we're possibly looking at an Andor. It could be a good movie. People are gonna like it, but it's not gonna do very well.
Yeah, it's not gonna have legs.
Okay, here's the truth of the matter. All of you are old. Okay.
Yes.
You're all old. And you're aging
Especially
out.
me.
Marvel's aging out. It's
Yes.
over. It's done. The kids today, they don't give a flying fuck about Marvel movies. They're into feet. They are into anime.
A new invention for the
Feet
Zoomers.
in anime.
Skibidi toilet.
Feet in
I haven't-
anime.
I haven't seen the feet craze amongst
Hey,
the
don't
young
get on Skibidi Toilet, all right?
Listen, Dad, you're so far out of touch. You're in another dimension.
I'm a
my
boomer,
man.
clearly.
over here.
Skibidi
Shut
Toilet has
doesn't even
better
have feet.
storytelling than Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, basically the kids watch Skippity Toilet, and Hollywood knows what they're doing. They're moving towards anime and video games. That's why J.R.R. Martin's never gonna finish. What the hell is his thing?
J.R.R. Martin.
Whoever he is, the dude who came up with that show everybody liked, the House of the Dragon, some old bullshit. He's now doing the Elden Ring movie. That's the kids want. If fuck lucky, it's over.
Dude,
I got
he's
the
just
finger on the pulse of the children.
you do. I don't know if that sounded good though.
He's got one in his basement.
I mean, but to his point, like in terms of like audience, so Cobra Kai just came out. I don't really, I loved it. I don't feel this like massive Cobra Kai movement out there. I know some people are loving it. I know that the people have seen it, but I don't feel that it's like this big viral sensation right now. Am I alone in that?
Yes,
but there's obviously an audience out there.
It's never it's never been as big for Netflix as some of these other originals that they come out. It's never been on that level, and part of that is because the episodes are relatively short, so it doesn't garner the watch time that some of the other things do. That is part of it as well. But yeah, it's never been quite as big as some of their other originals they've put out.
Yeah, but the point is there's an audience out there for it, but it's audiences are really split right now in a lot of different directions, and it does seem like Marvel is losing their relevancy unless they have a big star or a major character in there to turn the needle. And Thunderbolts
that's where
doesn't have
Camilla
that.
Khan comes in.
Feet first.
Well, that's why they're
Yes,
moving
the feet are big.
towards. Well, that's why they're. Yeah, there you go. Well, but that's why they're moving towards getting content. That's why people go, why does Zendaya get cast and everything? Because she's got a fucking massive following on Instagram. That's why she
Ethan Hawke just came out with comments about that, right?
Who did?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Ethan Hawke's the girl in Stranger Things. She said they're hiring people off of Instagram followers.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're
That's
probably
so
mostly
retarded.
bots. All right, I don't.
Dude, that's how it all works, man.
Yeah.
Even in social media crap.
Yeah.
I need more followers to make more money. Damn it.
You need an agent too. That always helps.
God. I do.
With Marvel, they would probably need to do something with Marvel Rivals because that is a game I do hear.
Marvel Rivals is awesome.
Massively popular.
Yeah, but
If I was here, I'd be on it.
Dude,
They didn't fire, no, they fired like 6 people.
Yeah,
from
that's right.
Seattle.
It was completely blown out of proportion. It was blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
How they hire people that suck in Seattle. The reason why Marvel Rivals
They're like
work is because they
redundancies.
work the Asians just right, and they still know how to make women that are
Those
attractive.
commies made a good game.
And even in Marvel
Broken clock,
Rivals, Black Widow still sucks.
How's the Fantastic Four though? That's what I want to play.
Let's see. Ben Grimm's looking pretty good. Human Torch is looking hot right now. Just dropped today. You know what? Wonder Woman, deceptively powerful. That bitch. I can just go on.
Invisible? You mean the Invisible Girl?
My brain keeps thinking about Wonder Woman because her ass is out.
She's very powerful, by the way. Very, very powerful.
Like super powerful. It's annoying.
Yeah. So what is it Mia Hawke or Maya Hawke?
I don't know who this is.
It's
Maya Hawke?
Ethan
Maya
Hawke's daughter. I didn't know that until like today. So.
Who's Ethan Hawke?
Who's Ethan Hawke?
I'm
What's a
Googling it.
human?
Well, I know what those are.
They've got feet.
That's Ethan Hawke.
That's Ethan
They
Hawke.
got grippers. Yeah, I'm sorry. This guy, what has he done?
When was he born? We must go back.
I'm Googling it now.
Well, he's famous for cheating on Uma Thurman. So
That's a pretty big dick move.
yeah,
Yeah, big dick energy, I mean.
there you go. So what did she say? Let's find out what she said here.
Oh, he looks like the guy from Sugar Ray.
He was an actor,
does.
where the work is what the draw is, not the personhood. But the industry keeps changing, and you have to change with it and understand that all of these things are getting blurred. And there are wonderful, incredible actors I admire whose personalities we all know very well. And so I think just figuring out the footing in these changing times of social media and public personality, and also how difficult it is to get things made. And it's like, where it's like, I don't care about Instagram. Instagram sucks. Right. But just so you know, if you have over this many followers, you can get the movie funded. Well, I want to make the movie. So like it's a really confusing line to walk. And I've talked to so many smart directors who tell me that they get I'm talking to them about how I'm going to delete my Instagram. And they're like, just so you know, when I'm casting a movie with some producers, they hand me a sheet with the amount of collective followers I have to get of the cast that I cast. So if you delete your Instagram and I lose those followers, understand that these are the kinds of people that I need to cast around you. So and so it's confusing. And I find I'm thinking out loud with you right now. I think this will be a lifelong question for me.
It seems not confusing at all. It's like, this is part of the job. Do the job. You have to do it, whether you like it or not.
But it also feels like no. Hold on. The casting situation is weird. That's when
Hold on, let Ryan go. I love when he blows up.
When they say why is Zendaya in everything? Nobody likes her. Why is she in everything? It's because she has 200 million followers on Instagram. It's because she's marketable that way. Because they think that they could use her platform to promote the movie.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing, right? When they're looking at the people they should cast for this movie, they're not going based on, is this person the best fit? Is this person the best actress? Is this person whatever? It's like, no, they have a big social media. And that's where Ethan Hawke's, if you pull up that other tab, Ethan Hawke elaborates on this. That was what I thought was the more interesting part, because his comments are a little more concise. God, why is it so fucking...
They're format. They're format on the fucking website.
I'm sorry, I'm blind.
It's Gary. Have you ever seen the text on his phone? It's awful.
So is that large enough, Gary? Can you read it now?
Scroll down to Ethan Hawke's quotes. They recap what his face.
It might take us a while to get down there.
They recap what she said. That's what she said. When asked by the press about his daughter's comments, this is what he had to say. Let's go down.
It's crazy.
I really feel for these people, it's hard. Sometimes I'll be setting up a movie and someone should say, oh, you should cast Susie. I'm like, who is she? She has 10 million followers. I'm like, okay, cool. Has she acted before? No.
No, Fluffy.
And you're like, wow, so this is going to help me get the movie made? This is crazy. So it's not so much about them having an actress, oh, you can't delete your Instagram. That's not what it's about. It's about the way they're going about castings.
Yes.
And that it's not about talent. And the same thing can go for people behind the scenes as well, to get the movie funded, to get the movie made. You're going based off these social media profiles, which we have seen time and time again, isn't actually fucking effective. It doesn't actually matter if you have this big person come in and do the music because they have so many followers. If the movie fucking sucks, people aren't going to see it.
Just ask The Rock.
So that is a problem.
It's exactly like, this is depressing. Sorry,
because some of these people buy followers. It happens on YouTube all the time.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be saying this, but
half of them are probably bots. And
a lot of them buy subscribers, yes. And YouTube doesn't even crack down on it. So I highly doubt Instagram cracks down on it.
Because they're celebrities.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but they're going off the old industry where an actor could bring a built-in audience with him, and that would make the movie profitable just off having that actor in it. So they're desperately looking for some kind of signal that can replicate their previous success, not knowing it doesn't exist. So I can understand why they're doing it. If they were smarter, then they wouldn't do it. But this is the greatest thing they can have. They have no other signal to go off.
But it's not
they
that
just
great
have to realize
anyway.
actors just aren't worth the money they used to be paid.
It also shows the shape Hollywood's in right now. Is they are now trying to play catch up. So I forgot who talked about it on a stream yesterday. I watched so many. But Marvel's trying to play catch up right now. DC's trying to play catch up. We're seeing all these franchises trying to play catch up. And Hollywood as an industry is now trying to play catch up to social media, which is kicking their ass, right? Because the model of Hollywood is, you talked about it, Gundam, it's aging out. The scripted model is aging out. And the kind of people Ryan and I reviewed Reacher yesterday, old people are going to watch Reacher. And I love it. It's great for old people, but no kids are going to watch Reacher. No kids are going to watch fucking Landman. And that's why you don't see Landman went viral, because it had some pretty base clips and they made it their way through. But you're not going to see a ton from 1923. You're not going to see, but these are still watched by lots of people.
Are watching.
A lot of people are still
They're
watching.
just not on social media.
Not all about
Exactly.
viral.
You're not going to guess what? The Acolyte might get more hits on Parrot Analytics because you have more fucking 17-year-old transgender fucking weirdos out there.
Yeah, cook them, Ryan. Cook them.
That are tweeting about shipping this person. You're not going to see that for these shows that are primarily watched by an older audience that aren't fucking freaks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like how Gundam becomes like Ryan. He's like
a hype man.
He could just be in the chat right now every time Ryan's
corner.
He's cheering him on.
Go, Ryan, go.
Do it. Sick him.
Go get him, kid. I just want to say slurs.
He's rooting for the slurs. But
do you want to see like proof that Hollywood is completely dead and streamers have taken over?
Yes.
Oh, don't do it. Don't play it.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, it's rewind time.
Sorry. Yo, what's happening, man?
Oh my
Hey, Grandpa.
God.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean. They told me that this was my studio, that I was going to be allowed to come in.
Damn,
here.
it sucks to be
I
laid
mean,
out.
what's up, man?
This just shows you like
looking at us all like his jack off socks in the corner.
Will Smith is envious of XQC's audience. He wouldn't be doing this unless he wanted some of that,
100%.
Or at least sees them on the same level.
I feel the need to say this. We've said this before. For those that don't know, in the 90s, Will Smith was the biggest star in the entire world, and no one was close.
Well, he fell off.
He fell off big
time.
But
he
was
slapped Chris Rock.
Untouchable in the 90s and even into the 2000s. He was untouchable in the music world, in the acting world, and in the television world. This dude was crushing. He was bigger than Tom Cruise. And now here we are.
Yeah, XQC's paid more than most A-listers in Hollywood.
This is true.
Well, and this isn't even like, oh my gosh, this is just happening. No, Kai Cenat has fucking people like this coming onto his shit all the time. Big time musicians, actors. Kevin Hart's always hanging around there and shit. So this is the new normal when it comes to these influencers.
They're all part of Night Media.
Kai Cenat's the biggest streamer. He
did a Batman trailer.
Kai Cenat and
I saw that trailer.
It was
really cool.
Streamers and XQC's right there too.
Is he a gaming streamer or is just a streamer?
Gaming, yeah,
Okay.
he's a gamer.
He's pretty much a beacon for black culture, so that's all you really need to know.
I have a challenge for everybody.
It's tough for me to watch.
Watch an XQC stream and count how many words you actually understand.
Oh yeah.
And you can do the same thing for Speed and Kai Cenat.
But with SQC, count how many brain cells you lose. Well,
the funniest bit of this stream was XQC walked out and Will Smith started. He's like, "Who can I unban? I need to unban people. Who's banned? We'll unban you all." And then he started gifting people with XQC's credit card, and the guy next to him is crapping himself. He's like, "You can't do that. You can't do that." And Will is like, "It's fine. It's like, I've got the money to cover it." He was saying, but he goes, "No, you can't do that." And then XQC comes in and says, "What have you done? Have you got me banned?" I was like, panicking that everything had gone wrong in his life.
They wouldn't ban him.
I mean,
for God's sakes.
I think he has been multiple times.
I saw Kai Cenat hang a white man. They're untouchable.
These streamers, some of them are crazy big, but unfortunately, Gundam, your girlfriend, she's a bit struggling these days. Didn't she talk about XQC?
Oh, well, she completely ghosted me. So
really?
that's on her. I have the keys to your salvation, girl. I know what's up. YouTube suppresses me for a reason. I could be the next Joe Rogan if there weren't so many queers in charge. I'm not even playing
those exact words.
Put that on a shirt, please. Put that on a shirt, please.
It's the truth. They got upset that I said there were two genders. I got in so much trouble. So then I started making memes with Joker in retaliation. Ryan knows those Fruit Loops have too much power at YouTube. That's why I cheer for him. He says how I feel.
So,
well, what's interesting about it is like you can see the people who actually have an audience that have the influence, right? And it's not actually really determined by followers on Instagram, which are mostly probably bot accounts and stuff like that. And I find it just so depressing and ridiculous that people get hired based on their following. And this has been going on for years. I heard years back someone got hired to work on it was a Marvel comic or a script for a movie or something like that, and they had never done anything of significance before. And I was like, how the hell did they get hired?
Judd
and
Winnick,
they had a following on.
dude,
they had like
Judd Winnick wrote for over a decade because he was on The Real World season 2. His
That
comics
sounds so
mostly
insane.
suck. So yeah, it definitely helps. Rob Liefeld, love him or hate him. You know what made him really popular? He was in a fucking commercial. He was in a jeans commercial. So he became like everybody like, oh, that's a comic artist we can put a face to. Because most comic artists to this very day are like massive rock stars at conventions and stuff. And they could walk down the street and nobody would know who the hell they are. It's just within an insular world.
I can totally relate.
Well, yeah. Well, you got to walk around with your helmet and your avatar going. Then everybody recognize your Gundam.
It's like I'm Guns N' Roses. Then I get off it and it's back to working in freezing temperatures, messing with a truck.
Don't even talk to me about freezing right now. Don't even go there. We're at a heat wave. It's 32 degrees. So
hey, that's awesome.
Hang on. It's 32
here.
degrees.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
It's not even freezing.
Okay.
That's freezing.
Like,
32 degrees is freezing.
It's like 1 degree C, isn't it? Something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
That's
can
0 C.
I'm on Celsius here. You know you confuse me with this stuff, Gary.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they posted that a few times. So people have posted 60 and I'm like, that's great temperatures. Then I realized it was Fahrenheit.
So it's frozen? Hollywood. Because the big news yesterday, as I mentioned in my video, and this is a big deal to me because I am a massive James Bond fan. Have been a lifelong James Bond. I grew up with Roger Moore in the 70s, those wacky 70s. Freaking love Live and Die. It's one of my favorite Bond films.
Moonraker.
When I was a kid and I saw Moonraker, what was that?
Women had a lower BMI in the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw
That's
pictures.
true.
Well, I had to move to widescreen.
Dude, when I saw Moonraker as a kid, I fucking loved it. I absolutely loved it.
It's fantastic. It's so retarded. But it's great.
The books are awesome as well.
Mm-hmm.
They were.
You ever read those?
I did. But it's been officially purchased by Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
Well, so
Lex Luthor strikes again.
They have taken control.
Right. So the purchase happened in 2022 when Amazon bought MGM Studios for 7 or 8 billion. Of the handful of things they got, one of those was the rights to distribute James Bond.
The rights to distribute, but not creative rights. They did not, and they were never going to get them
till now.
Until they gave another $1 billion.
Yeah. So we did get a number.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazon MGM Studios shelled out an extra $1 billion plus.
Billion.
Holy shit. To take control of James Bond. Well, no wonder why Barbara Broccoli just magically changed her mind, because 2 months ago she called Amazon fucking idiots, which was hilarious.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
she was talking about how her dad was always teaching her in her life, don't let temporary people make permanent decisions.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, it turns out that your dad's legacy is worth $1 billion.
It's worth $1 billion.
My dad's legacy is worth so much less.
I know. So they shelled out $1 billion to take over an over 60-year-old franchise that has seen better days, hasn't seen a movie since, when did No Time to Die come out? 19 or 20?
Google it.
21.
21, I want to say.
21. It was 21. Yeah. It was not, and it did well. So all the Bond Craig films have done very well.
Yeah, about 700 million-ish.
Yeah. It had a huge budget, though.
Even when you adjust for inflation, the box office results for Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall obviously was the only one to ever cross $1 billion, period. Spectre made almost 900, and then No Time to Die with all the problems. Even when you adjust for inflation, there's still some of the best performing ones of the franchise. But it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, the way that the character of James Bond was handled and the way that it ended.
Which is Barbara Broccoli's fault. She is the one that right from the start said she wanted to crack open Bond, explore his more emotional side. There was a guy working, was it Wilson, somebody? He was called the more masculine guy that would come up with the actual storyline, and she was the emotional part of Bond.
But she's been
Greg
around
Wilson
since
is her
GoldenEye.
half brother or something.
Yes,
like that.
but
Well, she's
the
been
movie
around
has
since
also been going
Bond.
downhill since GoldenEye.
She's been around. I like GoldenEye, but
I
dude,
like GoldenEye, but
I tell you what,
that was
it's
the
in
high
better
point, and
hands
then
with
ever
her
since then-
than with fucking Jeff Bezos, who is a Bond villain. So a Bond villain is in control
She just handed it to Dr. Evil.
Oh no!
of James Bond.
I see this like Lilith fighting Satan. The best thing was when they were having a war and no one was doing anything. It's not. It was going to get worse whoever won. It's just with Amazon, it'll be worse and there'll be more
Faster. It'll be worse faster.
That is the thing, right? I think there's a lot of people, a lot of longtime James Bond fans who didn't like the direction that the Daniel Craig movies went, right? With all that being said, there was still some care in terms of what they had and wanting to make sure that Bond, unlike Marvel and Star Wars and Star Trek, all these things that have now just become shit out everything you fucking can at all times, completely dilute everything. They want to turn James Bond into a cinematic universe and a content mill. That's what Amazon wants to do with it. And the fighting that has been happening since 2022 in the purchase has been about Amazon wanting to do that and them saying, no, we want to keep James Bond a cinematic experience. We want to keep it something special, regardless of the direction that we head in. Now, you're going to get fucking Moneypenny spinoffs. You're going to see gay cube origin stories. You're going to see it is going to be Marvelized Disney Star Wars eyes. That's what's going to happen to Bond.
Gender diverse Bond. I love it.
You will get more things like Road to a Million. They're doing a season 2, which is just a Bond skin on a random, unrelated property.
Bond meets Mr. Beast.
Animated Bond. Maybe.
James Bond Jr.
James Bond Jr. was pretty cool.
I enjoyed that cartoon as a kid. This laser watch.
It'll be a girl. Brandon Not Stirred. Now that the James Bond series is controlled by Amazon MGM, is it set to become content? Yes. We don't even need to read the article.
It's Rick Chickens in charge of it. Make everybody gay.
It turns out they were right to kill off James Bond. By the way, they're going to reboot it because they killed him. So that Bond series is done forever. They're going to reboot it for a modern audience. I don't care that Jeff Bezos went out there and tried to crowdcast it. I have no faith in them because with like Reacher or Terminal List, those things flew under the radar and were kind of made in isolation without the sticky paws of Jennifer Salke on them. This is a big franchise. And, we all know what she's done to Wheel of Time and the Rings of Power.
It's going to get the treatment.
To the modern audience part, that's also something Barbara Broccoli said she was doing with Daniel Craig, making it for a modern audience, because men around the world are evolving, some faster than others, but she wants Bond to represent that change in masculinity, that modernizing masculinity. So
and it's
her
gonna
and
die.
Jennifer Salke agree on basically everything, except how she didn't like TV.
Well, then this is dead on arrival. The only way to make Bond work is he needs to be friggin' masculine, okay? There needs to be an element.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
There's no hope for Bond then.
Hashtag pussy wizard.
Barbara said that there's quotes from her that she was part of the getting rid of the chauvinistic one-night stand Bond. She was the one that put M as the female leader so she can have a go at him about being
she was the one she was totally fine with Phoebe Waller-Bridge being brought in to punch up the script for No Time to Die.
They wanted to turn it into a Bond for the Me Too era, right? And me and Gary talked a little about this last night. To me, I think what you do with Bond now is if I had control of it, I would stop making Bond evolve with the times in terms of the technology and all that stuff. I would do period piece Bond.
Hell yeah.
You put Bond in the fucking 50s and 60s, right? In the Cold War era, so that the gadgets he has are actually useful. Now, like, it's so tough to do gadgets because, everybody's got a fucking self-driving car these days. Everybody's got this shit.
The invisible car was where I think all that went over the cliff.
Bro, What is that?
Women
Which
with
one
low
is
body
that?
fat percentage.
was a-
Right, Ryan.
Brosnan's last one in the
Brosnan, yeah.
Ice Palace.
Die Another Day.
Die Another
that
Day.
Die
It was
Another
Die
Day?
Another Day. Yes, and it was the one
The
that had the
parachuting.
spikes for the snow driving and everything. Yeah.
I mean, I did like the minigun that came out of that other
I'd
car.
still take
and
that
it-
over
it
fucking
was
No
a-
Time to Die. Fuck that movie.
I would too. Like that had a cool car fight scene thing where on the ice. I was like,
And I also believe that like the ultimate thing was some fucking satellite that redirected solar energy into like a Death Star type beam. Was that movie?
That was
I think it was.
where the Asian dictator turned into a white guy.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Asian
he put on
guy.
white face.
Yeah.
No. Surgery to put on white face.
Yeah. Oh, I miss those times.
Yeah,
I do
like,
too.
I would absolutely take those movies over the current ones.
No, you
And
go
I
the
thought-
Man from Uncle route, and you do a period piece, and you could certainly make a Bond film that people would love. You make it masculine, cars, gadgets, shagging a lot of women, License to Kill, but they won't. They won't. They're
Might
perfectly
get Rafe
capable.
to make it.
What was that?
Wouldn't be- Might get Rafe to make it. Amazon loves him. He made Wheel
Oh,
of Time. They put him
no,
on God of
don't.
War.
Don't
Like,
let
he
him
does
Rafe
big
it.
properties.
Didn't he? No, he's not on God of War anymore. I thought.
Oh, did they get rid of him?
I
Because he
thought
was
that
there
he was.
originally.
Yeah, he was, but then.
Oh, maybe he's not so keen on Amazon though.
Well, because how great is Wheel of Time doing at the moment? No one
Oh,
gives a crap.
it's doing fine, Chad. You're just over exaggerating
No,
things.
the trailer
it's fine.
dropped,
It's fine.
and no one even
It did?
noticed.
I've
Yeah,
not even
that-
watched it.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
I haven't heard a peep,
Season
Chad.
three
That's
trailers.
interesting. That happened. Whatever.
I haven't even watched it. I've
'cause
been
nobody
covering
fucking
Wheel of Time,
cares.
like quite closely, and I think even I'm done. I just do not give a crap about it. And so,
Well, now he's not on God of War. It frees him up for Bond.
Yes.
There you go.
He can be on the Miss Moneypenny series. That would suit him down to the
Oh.
ground.
it would, wouldn't it?
No. He would want to work on Bond proper because he wants to make Bond gay.
He would. Though.
They'll do that.
Yeah, he
I'm
totally
sure.
would.
No, like he's the guy that said the way that you deal with trolls is to make their favorite characters gay.
It's gay,
That's what,
yes.
that's what Rafe
Yep.
Judkins said. That's him.
It's a great way to approach a series, by the way.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Well done.
Works every time.
It worked out great for Russell T Davies, which we're going to talk about
Doctor
next.
Who.
So yeah, this is the Sun article, by the way. So not the Citadel of the Truth, but and I was corrected. The Sun is the source of the Page 3 girls. I don't know why.
Yeah, although they
Page
got rid of
6.
it because they said it was well.
That's the only fucking
wasn't for the
good thing
modern
about
times.
it. But according to the Sun, Ncuti Gatwa is going to bail on Doctor Who, and now it's put the show's existence in turmoil. The big takeaway from this is it's gotten so shitty that Ncuti Gatwa wants to leave. Now
and Russell T Davies as well, because he's already working on another series.
Well, he's always been working on other series. So the thing is, though, that it is known that it was they admit it in another article that it's only been commissioned for 26 episodes, for which there have already been how many episodes were in the last season? Disbrew, was it 8? So we had 3 specials,
8 or 9, yeah.
and then we had 2 Christmas specials.
When Comics said he's working on a different series, it's not. No, he's doing a Channel 4 series. It was announced the same day as this one.
Well, they were doing it. Didn't they do a unit spinoff?
No, I don't mean Doctor Who. I mean, they're doing a new
Didn't
queer
they do it?
series.
Didn't they already film the unit spinoff?
Yeah, I think that's done. Yeah.
So that's coming too. But Doctor Who facing axe as lead actor Ncuti Gatwa quits amid woeful ratings and fans' fury at woke storylines. Ncuti's exit as the Time Lord would be the earliest exit of a Doctor, bar one exception. So it's not the earliest. It's
bar one.
Eccleston.
Eccleston was.
Can't even be the best at that.
No. So later on, go down the article. It's a lot of speculation about this. I think the truth is that they're waiting to see how season 15 is going to go, which is going to be terrible. So it will be canceled after that. I think Disney's probably going to pull out because you always got to know when to pull out. And
unless you're Elon Musk.
Unless you're Elon Musk.
I think they're going to have to, even let's say season 2 kicked off, it was a massive success in every way. Now they've lost Davis, they've lost Cutie, they've both moved on to different projects.
Have they lost Davies for sure?
Yes, he's going on to do a Channel 4 series, and
Okay.
I don't think he's ever done 2 different series at the same time.
He has in the past,
like
but
for
like
separate
under the
properties.
Bad Wolf banner 4, because he's done Torchwood and Doctor Who at the same
Yeah, but
time.
both of those were
And
Doctor
Sarah
Who
Jane.
series.
Yeah.
Now he's working for an entirely different channel. It'll be a different company, presumably.
So it's not looking good.
You're
No.
going to have scheduling problems and everything when you're working for different people that want.
I think I think it's done. The word on the street is that they're not even getting a Christmas special this year, so they're just running this out and it's going to go, but it's not like official yet, but it will be soon. But the Scott 32 is already believed to have filmed his regeneration exit scene. If you're going to cancel it, why bother regenerating? That would be. Are they going to? Are they going to do what they should have done with Capaldi and had him regenerate and fade to black?
Yeah. I think the rumors were like he could walk away as he's regenerating, so you don't see the person that replaces him, kind of thing. I think because if you're going to end it, you need a regeneration, even if it's open ended, so that in 10 years you can just pick it up from there. Unless you're going to do a time jump.
Maybe. Dude, there were rumors. Again, it's just rumor that Shooty was a pain in the ass behind the scenes. Like, was a total pain in the ass.
No, he doesn't seem like the type.
I know, shocking.
Pain in the ass.
Shocking news.
Crazy.
But like, he was in Barbie, so he might have the same, this is why Matt Smith left. Matt Smith talked to Andrew Garfield, talked him into coming into Hollywood because Matt Smith was going to do a season 8. And maybe he just, I was in Barbie. I'm going to be a big star now. I'm going to go out to Hollywood. Good luck, kid, by the way.
I was a side part in Barbie that no one could even point to me in the movie. Oh, he's got it made.
An insider said Shooty doesn't want to be tied to the series beyond this, and plans to relocate to Los Angeles with several Hollywood projects standing by for him. His team has also seen a lot of fan backlash from the series and don't want the perception of him still being the Doctor to get in the way of any future work. He doesn't want the show to ruin his reputation.
Do you think David Tennant ever had that when he was like, no, please don't think of me as the Doctor. That's the last thing I'd want to harm my reputation.
No, David Tennant ruined his reputation all on his own.
By opening his mouth.
Yep. The show has been poorly managed in recent years, and there's a lot of people who've been working on this show for years and now being cast aside due to poor leadership. People warned some episodes were getting too caught up in the agenda rather than telling a story, and those people got shouted down and ignored. Shooty's first series, which began last May, attracted between 2.25 million and 3.18 million viewers. By the way, just want to point out that Voyage of the Damned, I think, clocked in about 13 million viewers, 12 to 13 million viewers. Big difference. A tiny fraction of what it used to pull in. Controversy over the storylines has ramped up since 2017. Stop it. When Russell T. Davies returned as showrunner. I mean, Mahler put it best. This is like an archaeological dig now. This is beyond
really
dead or a
is.
zombie. Yeah, we're digging up bones. We're brushing them off a little bit. It should have been canceled a long time ago. And they talk about taking a 5-year break on this one. It's gonna have to be longer.
10 to 20 at this point.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna care. What Doctor Who did, this is what Star Wars did with the prequels, right? And a little bit with the Force Awakens and stuff. But what Doctor Who managed to do was pull in a new generation. They had kids watching Doctor Who when in the 2005 run up all the way through Matt Smith, and it actually broke through in America bigger than it ever had. And they
huge.
It immediately. Like
that was Davies' only claim with this. He was like, yeah, the viewing ratings are crap, but we pulled in more younger people than ever before. Everyone had loved these numbers. Still gets cancelled. I think the problem is, if you got rid of Kathleen Kennedy, you could have somebody else that took over Star Wars and would have total control over it. If you swap the showrunner on this, you've still got the BBC, which will be sticking their oar in. So you essentially have to overhaul all of the BBC before you could even bring this back.
Yep.
And that ain't happening.
No, because now they're going to get funded with new taxes, so they're still not going to be beholden to the audience, so they can still be an ideological propaganda machine without any consequences at all, because they don't have to care about money.
You think Shooty would stick around if they were sticking their oar in?
Oh my god.
And your country's a hot mess right now. So like there's a lot of true believers in London who think still this is the way and everybody else is just a country bumpkin bigot.
Oh yeah, America might be changing, but we're doubling down.
So there's really no hope for this. And Disney did not help at all, and now they even want to back out. So It's we'll see. We'll get official word at some point, but they're gonna shit out season 15's his second season in May, I think. Not sure. It's coming up pretty soon.
I think it's May.
Yeah, nobody's gonna watch it. So
the other thing, Gary, is that if it actually got the viewership that Disney wanted, they would stick with it. The issue is the fact that it's a massive flop. That's the reason why they're gonna fucking pull out of it.
Well, yeah, and they spent $100 million on a massive flop.
Yep.
Which we could have told them before they spent the $100 million. Like, this is going to be a massive flop. We've done it for free.
For gay guys to pull out, but it seems like they're done with it.
Yeah.
I still had hope for Davies and Tennant when they returned. I thought they'd at least make those episodes good in the hope to get people back and then maybe hit them with all the storyline stuff. But they couldn't even.
Dude, I had hope until the BAFTAs many years ago, Diaparu, and the very first interview between Russell T Davies and Chinigawa, and my hope died on a stream immediately. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna suck.
But even then, I thought maybe they'll hold off for Tennant until Cutie gets in. Just try and bump up his figures to make him seem like a better Doctor, give him a bit of a running start. And it's like, no.
Speaking of BAFTAs.
Oh boy. I love the memes that have come out of this clip. It's so funny.
This is painful.
So what makes us love cinema so much that we're all gathered here to celebrate tonight? For me, it's that films create worlds so vivid and stories so powerful that we lose ourselves in them completely. They create immersive cinematic
lose your pants
landscapes.
Completely.
Feel alive, whether they're set here in London.
I love how they
After the white.
zoom out.
They're like, that was lucky.
You're lucky it wasn't one of those clear fucking podiums,
Dude, I know. Did the director think if we zoom out, it might not be as obvious? They should have zoomed in some more.
God. I actually think that maybe because he started moving around, they thought he was trying to do something.
Okay.
I don't know if they were aware that his fucking pants fell down, right?
I just have so many questions.
I do too.
How did, when he walked out there, did he how did he walk out there when he left? When he was backstage, at what point how could he not realize that his pants didn't fit if they're willing to just drop while he's standing still? There's so many questions.
My theory is that he had a raging boner the entire fucking night. He was holding his pants up, and then right before this, he fucking came, and then his dick shriveled down and failed to hold his pants back up, and they just dropped.
Right.
That's what I think.
Why was that
I think
your
he just
thought?
rented a tuxedo.
What other explanation is there?
I think he was fucking drunk and he forgot to tighten his belt. I think that was it. He was fucking wasted.
That's what I think too. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is tuxedo pants actually don't have belts. They have straps that you tighten down to cinch the pants up. So yeah, and the other thing too is they make suspenders that you could have used.
So
go ahead, Gundam.
So you're saying that his pants just snapped due to his body weight and his chubby little belly?
Maybe. Possibly. It's a good possibility.
As I said, it couldn't have happened to a worse person. So I'm really, really happy that this happened to Mark Hamill, who has a severe case of TDS, who lets you know that if you vote differently than him, he hates your guts, and also advocated for his grandchild to be aborted. So that's Mark Hamill for you right there.
There you go.
So he's a piece of shit.
Yep.
And I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. And I actually find a lot of enjoyment out of him being completely embarrassed in that moment. So that's how I feel about Mark Hamill.
I think that's how we all feel about Mark Hamill. Well,
I
a guy we used to like
sucked off under that podium.
Well, I
By who?
Every kid from the 80s thought of one movie when we saw that. Okay.
Police
Every
Academy.
single kid from the 80s thought of Police Academy. Okay.
Oh, I love Police Academy.
I'm not.
The one where it's cut together with him is fucking
I
hilarious.
did that
Yeah,
one.
really good.
I made that in 5 minutes.
Oh,
And everybody's like, you stole my idea. I'm like, I stole my own idea. I stole my own idea.
The Police Academy movies were great, man. It's been a
The first one
long
is
time
so
since I
good.
watched them.
Blue Oyster Bar. Come on.
It's so good.
Dun, dun, dun.
I
gotta
think
watch
it's
them
part 2 when And they're in that like Japanese restaurant. He slaps him in the head with the chicken while he's all stressing out. I don't know if you remember. It's just so good, man.
Oh yeah. Here's my cut.
You want to do it in the
Mahoney.
podium.
All my life.
Right.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
Well, I'm not really the customer. The real customer will be here any second now. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So what makes us love cinema so much that we're all gathered here to celebrate tonight? For me, it's that films create worlds so vivid and stories so powerful that we lose ourselves in them completely. They create immersive cinematic landscapes that feel alive, whether they're set here in London.
You want to do it in the podium.
Oh man,
That is art. Okay.
That's fantastic.
Even more appropriate after how amazing he was during the whole LA fire stuff. Like that clip of him talking about it was phenomenal.
Ah, that was great.
Oh, dude, Karen Bass fired the fire chief.
Yes, yes.
Good start.
So
Okay.
it's gonna be a scapegoat. Yes, and Kash Patel has officially been sworn in. So
I want Ryan's
Let's
opinion
go.
on these matters.
Ryan,
What about what? Which part?
Anything you feel, my man.
diversity in general.
Putting
Hey, I
women in
like
charge
Kash
of fire.
Patel. He's brown. I like Kash Patel. He's fucking cool. Had drinks with him in Nashville.
Oh, you
What
did?
Ryan meant to say was putting a woman in a position of power when it comes to saving the lives of others was detrimental to society.
There was a bunch of people mixing.
Yeah, women
her
shouldn't
up.
be in the military. Yeah.
There's a bunch of people mixing her up with the fire captain who was murdered in San Diego by her wife.
See, I told you, lesbian relationship.
Like recently?
Yes.
Typical ending
Yeah.
for a lesbian
Holy
relationship.
shit.
Yeah, 30-year veteran fire captain woman was murdered by her wife. Her wife is the suspect.
Lesbian relationship,
Damn.
78% chance of divorce rates. Highest
Well,
abuse rates in a relationship.
Karen Bass and the LA fire chief breaking up. You know, all she needs is get in her U-Haul and drive away with her
To
little
your
fire
favorite
equipment.
Indigo Girls music.
You all are
Katie
pretty
Lane. Yeah.
Johnny Lawrence said it best in Cobra Kai season 1. Same reason there's no women in the army. Doesn't make sense.
He's not wrong.
Dude, those last 5 episodes are fucking great.
It's
Loved them.
phenomenal.
Perfection. I'm rewatching the series right now. I've finished season 1. I know you're rewatching it too, Ryan. But
Yeah, I'm
it's just-
halfway through season
Dude,
5.
I'm gonna go the movies. I'm gonna watch the movies and then hit the series.
Nice.
Yeah.
So with
That's a
Cobra
crazy thing.
Kai,
I don't even
is
really
it-
like the movies that much.
is it kid friendly?
They're of
the
their
TV
time.
series Cobra Kai.
I wouldn't say.
It's PG-13.
Yeah, so
As
it
it gets
gets later
later.
a little bit, and you know,
not
they
like
say
it's-
fuck
yeah.
every once in a while.
The later seasons, it says a lot. They say a lot. They say the F word a lot more.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's very light.
I'd let my kids
PG-13,
watch it at 10 years
yeah.
old. Chad.
Yeah.
I'd let my kids watch it at 8 years old.
It's
fine.
safer to watch than my channel.
Really? Good barometer there. I mean, it sounds like a fun series I might watch with my boys, and so
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Teach them to
is.
not be pussies.
Yeah. No.
oh,
It
that's
is.
right. Like, I want to get it like Karate Kid, man. Like, I ate that up as a kid. I was just like doing the. It's great.
Yeah. No. I mean, in season 1, there's like a scene where like Johnny like spray paints a giant cock on a billboard for Daniel, and then there's this whole thing. I've got a dick on my face, and then like sends a big order of sausages, to the dealership.
That was on you.
Or we could use that. You could blow away the competition.
Yeah. But it's pretty light overall, like tonally, but there's some, kind of edgy jokes here and there, but it's not bad at all.
No, it's fine.
It's
There's
great.
some premarital sex between adults at one point, Shad. Obviously not graphic or anything, but just I'm trying to give you the fucking wholesome rating for you.
Good. I
From
appreciate
the
it.
Mormon website, what they would
I
tell
know.
you.
Forewarning is good. I'll know not to have a heart attack.
Like the focus on the family rating. That's what I'm trying to get.
Have you ever watched the Karate Kid movies?
Me? Hell yeah.
Okay, so Johnny Lawrence's entire arc from those movies all the way to the end of Cobra Kai is one of the greatest arcs in history.
Yep.
It is.
Have you guys?
amazing.
Did you guys watch
a transgender woman?
Who here has watched the next Karate Kid with the girl?
Yeah,
No.
Hillary Swank.
No.
Hillary
Really?
Swank? No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Nope.
Female lead, not interested.
Yeah.
It still has
Same
Pat
reason-
Miyagi. It still has Pat
$1 Million
Morita in
Baby.
it though.
Got Pat Morita though.
Women aren't women shouldn't be in movies. Same reason they're not in the army. It just doesn't make sense.
I'm not even really that big of a fan of the Karate Kid movies.
I love them all.
love 'em.
I don't know why fucking Johnny
have a-
Lawrence brings up a good point in one of the seasons. Like, why the fuck couldn't Mr. Miyagi speak English better? Why the fuck did he sound like that? At one point, Johnny's like, "This guy spends his entire life teaching you karate. You couldn't help out and teach him some fucking English."
But it's funny because the female Karate Kid movie, that's like almost the forgotten one. I actually remember
For good
enjoying
reason.
it, but it's been ages since I've watched.
They go to
A
the
lot of
been a
people were
long time.
speculating if Hillary Swank was ever going to turn up in any of these movies. Never happened.
Nope. Everybody else did. I mean, everybody else did.
That's the only downside for this one for me. It would have been the completion of the Miyagi verse for me had that been in there, but it was still great. It was
well,
still
you're the
so
only
good.
person on earth
So-
who believes that.
Even characters from
The only person on earth, really.
Yep.
So
Find
even
me another
characters
one.
from
Find me another
I've done the science, Odin. You are the only person on earth who gives a shit
We
about
run
Hillary
polls.
Swank.
I am the science.
I am the science.
characters from Karate Kid 3, do they come into the
Yeah.
series? 'Cause
Oh yes,
Yeah, they
Yes.
really
Huge
hung
role.
on that one.
Yes.
All right, I need
Yeah.
to. I'm going to
It's
rewatch
great.
all the movies with the boys.
Chad,
in
you
them.
will not be disappointed in the series. And just understand
Fun.
there's some cheesiness. Karate fights break out for no reason whatsoever. There's no. Was there a single police officer in this entire series?
Well, they even get in trouble sometimes. Yeah, they do.
It's
Yeah,
like,
Robbie goes to
This
jail.
episode is
He
Johnny
goes to
get-
juvie.
Well,
Yeah.
I won't spoil it, but yeah.
yeah. But there's like really
Sorry,
like a
spoiler.
lack of police presence and a lot of random karate fights in the most public places. And you're like, all right, I'm here for it, you know.
Well, they play on
John
that
Wick-
too. They're like,
John
why,
Wick,
why
they're
is
shooting
karate
people up in the street, no cops anywhere.
Yeah, highly recommended.
Highly recommend it. It's one of the best series of the last 10 years as far as
It is.
and it does this rare thing of sticking the landing, which I was talking about on a previous stream. Like there's only a handful of series out there that have ever done that have like really that have a story arc that stick the landing. You can name them probably, pretty easily. Like even Sopranos, great series. It was really divisive ending.
Breaking Bad.
Was a divisive ending.
Not including El Camino, which was
we don't count El
forgettable.
Camino.
It's just forgettable.
I can't think of any shows.
That's
Breaking-
stuck the land.
Breaking
Angel
Bad.
season 5.
Babylon 5. That's stuck.
Friends.
Better Call Saul, I thought did a pretty good job.
Better
Better Call
did a
Saul was
pretty
good. It
job.
wasn't as good as Breaking Bad, but it was good. It was
Uh,
very
Star
good.
Wasn't
Trek
Angel
Next Generation.
criticized for its ending?
Star
Did they
Trek-
just end it?
Star Trek
Star
Next
Trek,
basically,
Generation,
DS9.
So
Newhart. I was talking about Newhart. Nobody knows who Newhart. Newhart
I know
had the-
Newhart.
Newhart
think-
had the best fucking ending ever.
There's
Yeah,
some
it did.
people. There's some people that have.
Seinfeld.
There's some people have a
hold on.
problem with the ending
I
of
hated
Sons of Anarchy. I don't. I think Sons of Anarchy ended the only way from the story standpoint that it could have ended if you actually paid attention to everything. Like there, but I don't think it was as universally accepted as something like Breaking Bad. But I thought the ending of Sons was great.
I reckon Serenity wrapped up Firefly pretty darn well. I enjoyed how they pulled it together.
Yeah, that's if you want to go one season, Prisoner, Firefly, sure. Yeah.
Well, Firefly, I didn't have an ending. That's why I needed Serenity, and that.
Well,
really-
Serenity was perfect ending. It doesn't need anything
Perfect.
expanded, and Disney will come out and do, fuck Buffy. Don't even get started on that. That's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. Oh no, girl Bond is foiled when villain places details of his evil plans in a pickle jar. Terrible.
modern problems, modern solutions.
That's terrible.
Love the
I
Babylon
expect you
babe.
to open this jar.
Mrs. Bond.
Ryan had a pretty good joke that on Twitter where he's like, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to DEI."
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't tweet often, but I was like, that one's worth it.
gotta
that's
do
a
it.
banger.
That was
Yeah,
good.
that's a banger.
You got to do it. All right, let's get the soups, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we got one more. Hang on. What's that quarterback? What do we got here?
It's a shorty.
It's a shorty.
Rings of Power came up last week.
Oh yeah,
Didn't really talk about it all too much.
It got picked up for season 3, which is no surprise. They are committed with the Tolkien estate to make 5 seasons. They have to. They paid for 5 seasons.
Jesus.
So they could still cancel them. They can still make them shorter. They could still make them cheaper. But the whole point of moving it from New Zealand to the UK, and they built a studio, it was going to be used for other things, but it was specifically for this show, which would make things faster, run a little easier. They just picked up the show. It has been gone for months and out of the internet thought for even longer. So now they're going to jump forward several years. So I just want to talk about this. Does anybody know how much time has who's seen the Rings of Power? You poor people. Does anybody know how much time has passed?
No fucking clue.
Like a week,
6 months.
I have no
6
idea.
months at the best.
With the fast travel, it makes it very difficult.
Like several just means 3 or more. So this isn't really useful information.
No.
It could be like,
Well, the thing is, it needs to have a time jump of about 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Disparu.
That's several.
That's never stopped them before.
Yeah. No, we don't know. So there is human characters in it, and they age normally, so it couldn't be that long. 6 months, 2 months. Now they did that prologue, which apparently was Guy Ladriel wandering around a wasteland for 1,000 years without a map. No wonder why. Typical woman. She was just looking for, some landmark to go by, and she couldn't find it. So
to be the man that didn't want to ask for directions, Gary.
Like she had the
Could've
symbol. All she needed to do was turn it sideways.
Like, oh my goodness. Have you seen this?
That was so dumb.
No, they found in the library in Numenor. They found. Oh wow!
There's a letter
Fancy
here.
this. It's Sauron's entire plan. We found it.
Oh, he wrote it down.
And then the mouse trap to create Mordor.
Someone had filed that, which means they read
Yes,
it and then
they knew.
categorized it and thought, "Nah, this won't be important."
Oh my
Librarian's
god!
like, yeah, that's outside my pay grade.
The librarian even knew what it was because they said, "Do you have anything about it?" Oh yeah,
Like, oh,
it's
yes.
over here. There it is.
And like Galadriel's literally more stupid than orcs because that symbol was made so orcs could figure it out. He's over here. Let's all gather.
Oh, God.
Mordor.
So they're jumping forward several years that you're going to not notice from the events of season 2 that nobody watched. Season 3 takes place at the height of the War of the Elves and Sauron. Oh, how many elves? You mean that gaggle of elves at the end that raised the sword and went, yeah. As the Dark Lord seeks to craft the One Ring, which should have been crafted, that will give him the edge he needs to win the war and conquer all of Simple Earth. He already has the edge. They're all retarded, and he could just have them wait and starve to death because they won't even know how to cook food. They're so fucking dumb in this world. It's
God.
Hey, if Amazon wants to burn money, that's fine with me. They literally have it to burn. This is a giant vanity project. I don't think they're going to cancel it. I think they're going to see it through, which is incredible because, Ryan, that means it'll take a decade to finish the series from start to finish. So
I do wonder if even just talking about, even mentioning jumping forward several years, the fact that that's in the 1 paragraph press release is interesting to me. And it does make me wonder if they may change their 5-season plan, if they might intend to make this the last season.
They might.
I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities.
But they still have to have the fall of Numenor, right?
Yeah.
So the elves fight Sauron one more time. There's the fall of Numenor. Elf Farazan goes and gets Sauron. Sauron gives himself up, and then they have to go to Numenor and work up his whole manipulation.
I think that'll all be done through the Palantir at range.
But what about
they build a temple to worship Morgoth, and they do human sacrifices and all that shit.
If there's anything we know from what we've seen so far, is they don't actually have to do any of that. Considering they didn't actually stick to the story for either of these 2 seasons.
No.
Or the order of operation.
Hey, maybe we'll see Celeborn this season. I'm rooting for him, man. I'm rooting
Numenor in
Doubtful,
season
Gary.
2
Doubtful.
was just like an afterthought. they cut back. It's like, oh yeah, Newman was still there. It had no relevance to the what was going on, and it was just boring. And so, I mean, like, what are they going to do with it in season 3 to make it interesting?
I just can't wait to see what happens to Girl Frodo. That's what I'm
right.
Yeah, we don't even care about Gandalf. Like,
yes, there's a girl Frodo, and there's a girl Sam,
What?
and there's Gandalf. Yes,
And the Shire is a prophecy.
My brain is overloading. It's too much, too quickly, too fast.
Gundam, do you know how Gandalf got his name?
No.
You don't want to know.
Gundam Black Hobbits founded the Shire. They're gonna find.
Wait, hold on.
This is real. This is real.
Wait. Why are the hobbits black?
the better question is, Gundam, where did all the black hobbits go?
Well, yes, I guess that's the thing we're looking for in season 3 is the Holocaust.
There's apartheid.
The Hobbit.
Also,
Hobbit apartheid.
The ethnic cleansing.
The black hobbits that they chose were
demonetized.
that were supposed to live by rivers that they then set in a desert. So they couldn't even get
know.
their home right.
Dude,
This
that
is
was
a
black
black
people.
for the fat bitch, for the fat fucking hobbit. Dude with the fucking crazy hair.
Yeah. Buckwheat.
But to Shad's question, Gundam, Gandalf got his name from a twig that he found on the ground.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
No,
it doesn't.
People kept going around saying, "You look like a grand elf."
No.
And then he found a gand on the floor, which
You
was
guys
a twig.
are fucking with me.
No.
I
wish I was.
And then they go, "Thank you, Grand Elf." Grand Elf.
And at the end, Sauron cries.
And Sauron cries.
Sauron cries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Twice.
No way.
He keeps trying to shag Galadriel, who keeps falling for him.
I'm telling you, JD Payne and Patrick McKay go into a room and go, I can't believe they're still fucking paying us. We're just making this shit up. We have no idea what we're doing.
How far can we go before we get fired? They're like living to it. They'll never accept this.
They probably think they're so brilliant. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh my
It's
God,
like
this is so
poetry.
witty and irreverent.
Back to the books. Back to the books.
Yeah, whatever. Crash my avatar.
Back to ignoring the books.
Yes.
Ryan, I got something on my feed. We can't show it here, but it sounds like your dream girl. It's a video of a woman, a blonde, pepper spraying her Muslim Uber driver for praying. Sounds like your type of chick, huh?
Is she cute?
She's not bad. She's pepper spraying him because he's praying. The Muslim. So
what does that mean? Did he fucking stop the Uber because it was 5 o'clock? He had to get on his fucking mat. And
yeah,
face
it's what it
Mecca?
looks like. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Well, that would piss me the fuck off too.
Made for
More the inconvenience.
He was just praying as we were going. Maybe she
With his eyes
heard a bunch
closed.
of Arabic and was like, "Fuck, this thing's about to explode."
I was just trying to get Gundam some entertainment. You're welcome, Gundam. There you go. So.
Like no, after was just like praying when we were in the car, as long as it didn't like sound threatening, I'd probably like fucking put my headphones in, complain about it afterwards. But if this motherfucker is like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, fucking pulls over the car, gets his fucking mat out and start doing it, that'll piss me off because I'll be late, not because he's Muslim.
And you know, in the meantime, Christians are being arrested for praying in their minds over in the UK.
That's right.
Yeah,
well, in Africa, they're getting their heads cut off.
Yep.
It's too bad.
Clown world.
Durka.
Durka jihad.
Muhammad jihad.
Durka
Why is the Team America? Why is the Team America soundtrack so fucking good?
It's so good.
Everyone has AIDS.
It's so good.
I'm so road.
Bucko 5, freedom isn't free. Oh my god, man.
So good.
Montage. Even Rocky had a montage. And then the Pearl Harbor song. Pearl Harbor sucked and I miss you.
I miss you. Just don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
Come on, we need another South Park episode. It's been a while. Come on, guys.
Are they working on a movie? I think
so.
Yeah.
They don't need to work on shit anymore. They are very rich.
Well, they're trying to work out what's so severe, which also hasn't happened in real life.
I know they're having a hard time keeping up.
What's more extreme than this?
They're having a hard time keeping up. All right, we got Noons who's gifted 50 Nerdrotic memberships for $250. Thank you, milady. Thank you. This guy for 50 Canadian pesos. Screw your filthy hockey team. About time you won on the sport you invented. Well done, I guess.
That was a hell of a game. We watched that game over on G&G Locals. That was a great game. And
I did not watch it.
It was really good. Went to overtime, and Canada won. Congratulations!
And it wasn't good.
Congratulations to Governor Trudeau.
There you go. Yeah. And here we thought the Bond IP was safe in creative purgatory. Can't wait for Salky to present Jamia Bond, Trans 007, licensed to slay. I have no faith in Amazon to do it right. What's next? Buy the rights to Ryan's forehead and restart the Coneheads? God, that's mean and funny.
Shit. I'll fucking sell it to you. Like, just make me an offer.
Hey, you know he's got a bigger forehead than Neely, okay? That is a big forehead from Reacher. DJ has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for 50. Reacher, first 3 episodes, pretty damn good. Gotta say. Pretty
Very
good.
solid.
Yep.
Very solid.
Aruka Fire for 50. Says, Gary, it's Gundam's fault you are late, right? No.
What senseless accusations are these?
No, it's my fault. What voodoo do you have to do to get him out? God, that's hard for me. But voodoo.
No. We're laughing at the shared screen.
Oh, sorry.
He made it into a shirt. Yes.
I'm gonna have to put this on my merch.
I love it.
Sorry, I'm so used to reading at my, laughing at my retarded reading.
And we do that often.
Sorry. Gary, it's Gundam's fault that you're late, right? What voodoo did you have to do to get him out of his screaming banshee liberal TikTok rabbit hole? I asked.
I'm now doing the liberal TikTok rabbit hole because it pisses off the people who have an issue with me on that damn platform.
Oh, they do. Well, okay. What's the future of that platform? Is everything fine now?
Oh, TikTok is totally fine for the next couple days, but you know,
might change next week though.
Oh, thank God.
It's a lot of retardation I've been subjecting myself to endlessly. There's death threats, calls. There's one woman who said she was going to give someone sexy, dirty prison letters if they succeeded in assassinating someone. That would be your prize, and you might even get a holiday in your name, according to the liberals on TikTok.
Wow.
Oh, it's going great. It's wonderful.
I'm so sorry. I miss all of that completely. Kratos El Grados for 50 on the Streamlabs side. I love it when you call me Big Fitty, but I'll settle for Dermy Fat. I just watched the New Mutants for the first time. The movie? Ooh. To see how bad it was. Now I know why how Ryan feels every day. Next, I'll probably watch Brokeback Mountain so I can know how Jeremy feels.
I'd advise against both.
Yeah. Martin.
Oh God.
Not
that is nightmare fuel. Oh my God.
Good for Mark. He's looking thin.
Yeah.
Congrats on the baby, Mark.
Yep.
You kept it.
For once.
My God.
That was good. Martin DeLeon for 50. Oh, whoops. I meant to hit that. Tomorrow is my young brother Chris's birthday. You guys know him as Brown Bear 80. I won't say how old he is, how old he will be. Ryan will tell him to start investing in rope. Wow. Please, man, I think Ryan has stolen your thunder. Gundam is the most suicidal person on this panel.
Well, you know,
Sorry,
I was
buddy.
finding reasons to live, but I got to tell you, YouTube takes them away from you.
Yeah.
So I understand Ryan's pain.
People wish him a happy birthday. He means the world to me and got me addicted to you guys. Happy birthday, Brown Bear 80. Congratulations. You're a year older.
I assume you're 46 or 45 or some shit since you're Brown Bear 80. That seems random. It's probably born in 1980. So yeah, you got 5 years left, buddy.
Before you need to hang it up, my dude. Uh-oh, Avatar broke.
No. 1980 was how long ago?
A long time ago.
45 years.
God damn, that hurt.
Yeah.
I was in your chat and I put up, I didn't mean it to hurt this much, but we are 2 years away from Star Wars' 50th anniversary.
Oh, shit.
Jeez.
Wow. I can't wait for the next Rey Skywalker film to inspire me to lofty
That'll be
heights.
the 50th anniversary film. That'll be it.
Girl power.
I think I brought that up because we were talking about. I think
Oh my God.
I think I brought it up.
It's too early in the morning, Pierce.
I think I brought it up because we were talking about how hearing these, like, watching Cobra Kai, hearing a bunch of fucking music from the 70s and 80s, and it's like, fuck, the 70s were 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that seems wrong.
No, you go, how does that make you feel, man? Gary was feel. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, someone's
And
like, really old. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like that. And you have these Twitter accounts like so and so, like this game released 32 years ago. You're like, fuck no. Like I think it was
Sega Genesis,
the Legend of Zelda, like on the NES. I think what was it? They said it was like 39 years ago. I was like, oh my god.
Is that the Zelda commercial?
No, no, like well, I'm just
Zelda.
saying, yeah, well, so like there was a tweet to I think today or yesterday. They were like, The Legend of Zelda released 39 years ago. I'm like, oh my god, I remember that. I'm gonna die soon. Damn, you know,
it's all gonna
Doesn't
end.
it make you feel better knowing it ends at some point, though?
100% of all people die. So.
27 years since Ocarina of Time.
Jeez.
Jeff Bezos can't buy his way out of death, bitch.
He's gonna try though.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely gonna try.
Definitely gonna try. TWF for 80 Australian pesos. Thank you very much. First, love you, Gundam. Favorite. He spells it wrong with a U. FNT is still the Black Guy Rappers episode. Oh, we have a segment for Rumble. We have a segment for Rumble. We do. Second, shouldn't film making be a competition? Well, it should. Why does it seem like every franchise / company is following the same trend of political pushing and legacy destruction? Well, it's because it's being pushed. It's being pushed. They are being used as social engineering. It sounded like a wild conspiracy theory just a few years ago, and now that's the case.
ESG, look into it.
Yeah.
See, that's the beauty of like conspiracy theories. They're usually right these days. Like for
Yeah.
years,
Sadly.
people who worked at YouTube told me there's no bad list. There's no naughty list that people go on for saying the wrong things. It doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. Then literally a week ago, I was told, okay, the list exists. All right, but you're not on it. The guy who took a shit on the YouTube play button, he's on it, but you're fine. And I'm sitting here like, dude, it's only a matter of time before like another 2 years to say I'm on the list, but they don't know why. It's like
Twitter.
Hunter Biden's laptop.
And then Gundam, they'll say, yes, you're on the list, and that's a good thing.
Good thing.
Yeah.
No, Gundam, Twitter had a naughty list. So if Twitter has it, everybody has it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, someone in the chat just really makes my brain hurt here. But Gary, let's go back to that Zelda comment for a minute. What did you say about Zelda?
There's a Zelda. You said it's been 30 something years ago, and when it premiered, the only thing I remember about Zelda is the fucking commercial where the guy's going Zelda.
Yeah, it's Sega.
That's Sega.
Is that Sega?
I thought that at the time, but I didn't say anything.
I thought it was Zelda. Hang on.
I'm actually sitting here listening to Gary say it like that probably happened.
It was one of those like reverse fucking things where you're like trying to convince yourself that you've seen that too.
Maybe there's some Mandela effect or
Zelda.
The 80s.
Sega the whole time.
It sounds very Asian to me.
No, there might be, but like I'm thinking, it sounds like Sega. You know, like the Sega.
Here it is.
No, he wasn't doing like Sega or Zelda. No, he's
Zelda
like
commercial number
Zelda.
2.
He's like
is the guy
wandering
going
around.
Zelda,
Yeah.
Zelda.
Okay, well, you didn't say the second
someone
one
bring
the
the
first
commercial?
time. You only said it one time. You only said Zelda the one time is what I heard. So it sounded like the Sega.
Oh, that's a cope. Well, get that fuck out of here.
Okay, T. Louis Part 2. You have a really good.
Listen, I've never said I'm retarded. Okay, never.
Zelda become a legend on your Nintendo Entertainment
This is what I remember.
Yes.
That is nothing.
That's nothing like what you said. Now play the Sega. Play the Sega font.
Yeah.
The Sega
I remember
jingle.
Sega.
No.
Stop. Why would that make anybody want to buy that fucking game? That
I don't fucking know, dude.
Ryan.
Dude, it was a long time ago. It was a different time.
Yeah, they didn't have much to do.
I mean, it clearly worked. It clearly worked. It sold a lot, and it's
it did.
One of the most legendary franchise. Zelda, Legend of Zelda is like kind of like the Lord of the Rings of video games. That's what it is.
I did not know that.
I will take your
Nobody knew that.
But I played Nintendo before Jeremy. I did. I played Nintendo before you.
Why do you say that?
Have one in prison or something?
What year were you born?
79.
Lord.
79. So I was playing ColecoVision Donkey Kong in like 82.
Okay.
Yeah,
82. That was a
was
Nintendo game, bro.
He was playing those games.
That's what you made the Zelda thing sound like.
No, that's
Yes,
Sega.
it is.
I went Zelda. It's totally fucking different. Totally different.
I like Terry's.
I don't even remember this. I don't remember a lot of shit. So
That sounded exactly the same.
y'all got dicked in your ass.
You need to finish watching the Zelda commercial because he says Zelda several times throughout it.
If we keep going through all the Zelda commercials, maybe it'll sound like eventually.
Harry says it like an old nebbish Jew, and I just happen to prefer it.
Yeah.
Zelda.
Oh man.
Zelda, oi vey!
Going around collecting gems.
Holy shit, I almost choked on that one.
Oh man.
Show's over.
And that's our gaming discussion here for Friday
There you
Night
go.
Lights.
Clip it.
Clip it. Perry probably
Kids
will.
love it.
TFW. Okay. Did I finish reading it? Why? Oh, no, I finished reading that one. Thanks, X-Ray Girl.
You're welcome.
You ate my dog.
Yeah.
We have video evidence.
He was delicious.
Yeah.
Compliments.
Andrew Fay for $99.99. One must question when Hollywood will produce a quality comedy again. I'll tell you right now, it won't be Hollywood. It'll be somebody else. It'll be some independent guy who doesn't have to worry about sponsors or give a flying fuck about studios or offending people. But we're not there yet. It was disheartening that documentary Am I Racist serves as humor. It was the funniest thing I watched last year by far. While American comedic talent shines elsewhere, appreciate your efforts in keeping us laughing. But will the industry adapt? No, not as long as they're still listening to fucktards like Judd Apatow and Seth Rogen. They still have, and Ben Stiller too, who I love Ben Stiller, but he's a fucking retard. He's like, we can't make a Tropic Thunder today, but I'm going to vote for Kamala. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't it Seth Rogen
idiot.
recently that said comedy isn't dead, it's just harder now, and he likes it being harder because why should other people be allowed to do comedy without trying or something like that? It was a really bizarre comment.
It was a book. It was comedy is supposed to be hard. Like he's actually good at it. Like he's actually made something seminal and funny, which he never
Seth Rogen
has.
plays himself in everything he does.
Mhm.
Even in Mario, he's fucking being Seth Rogen instead of Donkey Kong. I wish Ryan Kennel could kick him in his throat.
Seth Rogen and Josh Gad. I don't know why they're famous. They're not talented. They're annoying, but they get a lot of work.
I thought Seth Rogen was pretty good when he first came onto the scene, and then he just became an
Like Freaks and Geeks, I thought was pretty decent.
Like he was like funny in like the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
How long ago?
He's in it for 5 minutes.
Nah, he's in it a little bit more than that. I mean, he had the whole
7.
You know how I know you're gay scene.
Yeah.
You know he was in it for a little bit. He's not like a star.
But that's not going to make
10
him
minutes.
seminal. You know.
Yeah, he was in a couple of good movies. He had a couple of good
But
roles.
he produced The Boys. He produced Preacher. So he's a big time producer now. That's why he's still around.
He's one of the worst, though. He is
Didn't
horrible.
you say you
He's-
should get used to your car getting broken?
Yes,
into?
yes.
Fucking
Sometimes
idiot.
they leave a gift.
Piece of shit.
He
Yeah, it's just
told
what it
that
is.
to that guy at the big nose, Casey Neistat.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Casey Neistat. Yeah.
Explain Josh Gad to me.
He's
that I
fat and
can't.
gay.
That one I
Knee
don't
pad.
understand. I don't understand why that fucker's even relevant. I have no idea.
He's fat and
Lucky
gay.
they're breaking your car and leaving an AIDS needle.
Ready to make some chili?
The music.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the Wuhan flu started.
Yes.
Gary,
Gomez.
you're driving home tomorrow. I'll make sure the chili is ready for you when you get here.
Is it the Maris chili?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unironically more racist than anything I've ever fucking posted. I'm the one that gets the hate.
Technically, Ryan is not wrong.
Ryan is not wrong.
She gets the Asian pass.
I mean, it's
That's
close,
how it works.
but he's not wrong. Okay. I probably shouldn't say this, but I will anyway. The stuff that has been clipped from Ryan, and this has been said before, is nothing. It's nothing compared to what you've missed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
this is true.
Not wrong. And that's nothing compared to what happens offline. So
Offline.
Very true.
Dude.
Very true.
Grant Turnbull for 50 Australian pesos. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, hit the wrong button. Hi. Heard Ryan took a girl home after Orlando meetup. The only thing I want to know is, did he fuck her on top of or underneath the Harry Potter sheets? Expecto.
Protego.
Well, I wish that was the case. Unfortunately, no. I tried to get Jeremy to come back with me, but he was like, I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. And I did get Jay to come back with me, but he fell asleep before we could have sex. So.
I was wondering where you're going with that, but I appreciate your honesty.
And I don't have Harry Potter sheets. I do have a couple of Harry Potter Slytherin pillowcases.
No,
but,
he has rubber sheets.
No Harry Potter sheets.
And I'm surprised Harry
And if
Potter.
it would have happened, it would have been on top of the sheets.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this.
You got.
Why would you want to mess up the bed?
Was this before or after you found out Jay doesn't wipe? He just takes a shower.
This was before.
What? That's kind of gross. That's a lot of
Kind of gross.
Like he offered that info up willingly.
Wow.
I didn't
I was getting super chatted about it.
I ain't visiting Jay, okay?
Never
Not happening.
using
The
that.
world is burning. Let's masturbate.
Did you get confused about what a bidet was? It was just like, I just need any jet of water available. Little.
Oh man.
That's the video I DM'd Gundam. I'm like, hey, dude, you had this in one of your videos. It's like a tranny with a bunch of shit on their mouth.
Yeah,
And you're like,
Gundam
Gundam
for
was
that
like,
too.
what?
Write it down.
That is something
I
hard.
remember
It's hard
like
to
yesterday.
Google.
I go to Gary, like, you got to be more specific.
My plethora of videos.
It's tranny running around and saying something about masturbate. I'm like,
Yep.
There's a few clues. I'll get back to you. It's Divine David.
Yep. You're the man. Larry Darrell for $49.99. Dr. No, 1962 to License to Kill, 1989. 18 films over 27 years. Average time between film, 1 year, 9 months. Longest time between two films, 2 years, 7 months. Shortest time, 11 months. First 4 films, almost exactly 1 year apart. Beat that, modern Hollywood. They can't.
It's a different time for filmmaking and everything. Like, and there's also a different expectation upon certain things, like action movies and whatever. We were talking about this a little bit before when it comes to, like, it's what they're able to have a relatively quick turnaround on something like Reacher, specifically because this season there's
Almost
not
a year.
Right, almost close to a year, which is
Close to a
almost
year.
unheard of. Whereas we haven't seen season 2 for Terminal List how long has that been? That was
We're not getting season 2. We're getting a prequel.
We're getting a Ben prequel.
Yeah, we're getting a prequel. We're not and they greenlit it. Severance. How long did this latest season take to come out? 3 years.
Yeah, 3.
You can't do that.
It's been longer.
Has it been longer? Yeah.
No, I wish it had been longer.
Oh, wish it.
If you want any show that's just like Lost and From, it's that. We're like, this is amazing. It's like, no, you just like the mystery, but I have no hope it's gonna give any answers at any point at this time.
A lot of people, in our sphere like it. I couldn't get through the first season.
But I think it's an entertaining watch, but when you think back about what's happened, it's nothing.
Like when you go back and look at some of the like early Bond films, right? The expectations for modern day filmmaking aren't just to race swap everyone, right? But when you're talking about even driving a car somewhere, used to be just fucking Sean Connery. You put him in a car, you wheel that fake fucking background by him.
Yep. And you have the projection screen.
And that's good. Oh, we have a car chase to do. We're going to film cars going slowly and we're going to speed up the film. Like that was it. And there's just obviously such different expectations for watching a current film when it comes to even small things like that. Those type of turnaround times would just be so.
And there's no health and safety if motherfucker died on the set. Oh well, whoops.
Goodbye, Brandon Lee.
Oh yeah, that sucked. That one hurts. Bebop 1988 for $100. Thank you. I got to delete some funds quick. Bonnie Blue said I might be the father, but it's probably the racist dude with the large forehead.
You could all be the father between the 1,057 men.
I didn't fuck Bonnie Blue.
Yeah. Who's Bonnie Blue?
Oh,
the
and
fucking wars
Star.
that gets fucked by 1,000 dudes.
Yeah, in a day.
You saw the
She's like the reverse female Genghis Khan. She's gonna fucking see 20% of the planet now.
She's got.
Bro, when you're taking numbers for that shit, you better hope you're fucking at least in the first 10. Jesus Christ! Imagine being dude 999.
Ugh.
Like
I remember reading
your shit's gonna fall off.
Some journalists covered it and they said the room stinks so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them vomited at the moment I walked in.
In the documentary for the other chick.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking gross.
There's another one. It's not the same girl.
There's
two of them.
Fighting to be the biggest whore in the world.
Yeah,
they're trying to out-whore each other.
They call it the whore wars.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. It's like our own Clone Wars.
So glad I didn't have daughters.
You fought with my father in the whore wars.
So glad I
dodged a bullet, Gary.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you'd rather have your boys lining up than being the one laying on their back.
Yeah. No.
At least you're honest with you.
No, well, hey, they know what they're getting into if they do that shit.
Why can't you?
Like I said, your shit will fall off. Your shit will fall off. That is no. Better off. Never mind. Never mind.
That's only enough to deter someone for so long. We all heard those fucking lies. Oh, you'll go blind. You'll get fucking you'll have in your hands.
Thankfully,
everyone still
enough people
jerks it,
tested
don't
it.
they?
Yeah, tell Al Capone.
Somebody sent me an old book called The Dangers of Masturbation.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Like,
and it was a guide.
Did you learn anything?
There's this little kid that looks like he's dying.
Welcome to the portion of the show where Odin and Shad get very like awkward and go,
Well, it's
Gonna
like
pray.
Kellogg's
Gonna
invented a
pray.
cereal company. He thought that nobody could jerk off with that much fiber in your body, and so he invented a food to stop it.
Really?
That's true. Yeah,
That's
Kellogg
behind
was a
Weetabix.
weird dude.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Could you
Kellogg,
imagine?
Mr. Kellogg, the guy who invented
Yeah.
the cereal.
Oh,
I can
Kellogg's?
personally confirm I've had a lot of cornflakes in my life. I've also jerked off a lot. So
he was also really big on yogurt enemas and shit like that. He was a weird
Ew.
dude.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the funny thing is,
I mean, it
in
gets to your
pornography, that's
system.
pretty normal now.
Yeah, they actually made a movie about him. Welcome to Wellville, I think was the name of the movie.
All right.
It's a breakfast for both holes.
That's the tagline. That's perfect.
You have to copyright this for razors.
Oh God.
isn't it Brazzers?
I don't know what it's called. I know it's just dirty.
Is it 1 Z or 2?
2 Z's.
Then it's Brazzers.
Fantastic.
Unless it's not.
Yeah, Gary's like, it's clearly because I'm a fucking expert in the English language, not because I've had one of those ads randomly pop up really loud right before I'm watching porn that's like, Brazzers is free this week.
Bro, somebody follows me on Twitter who's been on Brazzers and been everywhere else and been Captain Marvel and been with everyone else. Hail, Kenzie Taylor. But WG for Fitty. Not sure if she follows Odin. Or Shad. If this was a Delta Airlines super chat, it would be upside down.
Did you see that footage of the plane flipping?
Yeah. Did we ever find out who the pilots were?
Some girl.
I don't think they've told us.
Delta is still confused about it.
That was with all this shit that's big, and this stuff happens all the time. We're just catching it more. And Jeremy and I just go, this is why we fucking drive.
Drive every fucking where.
This is why we drive.
No women to put their hands on the wheel. Just
no, just lots of them driving the opposite way at you.
Yeah, but I can get out the fuck out of the way of these crazy bitches. I can't do that if they're flying a plane. I got nothing.
Got a point.
Or a helicopter.
You know, yeah.
Well, I mean,
I've
flying
almost been
sucks.
killed multiple times by women on my motorcycle.
Oh, it's cold outside. Wings ice up, and like hell no.
Yeah.
You know, those big double-decker planes and first class. Okay, sorry, I'll be bougie for this time. Or even business class flying to London. Okay, that was cool. That was fun. That was like the first flight that I didn't absolutely hate through and through that I've ever been on. It also helped that everybody was attacking Az on Twitter, and I was enjoying it.
So that was during the pronouns thing, huh?
Yeah, it was. Like it went down when I was on the flight, and I'm just sitting. I stopped the movie I was watching, and for the next 4 hours, I just read tweets and laughed my ass off.
Like if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die happy, laughing at
die happy. Somebody fucking roasting ass. It's fucking
Get
great.
a little heat.
That was so good.
Then when you start going down on the plane, you quickly type fucking pronoun.
Script for $100. What's up, Script? Long time no see. Just finished watching your vid about James Bond. Cheers, Gary. James Bond is pretty much the last series I care about anymore. And No Time to Die left me feeling hopeless for the character. But who should be in charge of the series / character? Hail chat, hail FNT. I'm gonna say you get it. Well, Guy Ritchie.
Yeah,
Matthew Vaughn or Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Like Matthew Vaughn's past discretion. Okay, we're just gonna forget about Argyle. But Matthew Vaughn was a producer with Guy Ritchie, and Matthew Vaughn did Layer Cake. One of those two guys should be in charge of James Bond.
Layer Cake was fantastic.
Layer Cake's awesome.
I like the actor from The Gentleman Show. He should be Bond.
I got one. Yeah. So you get Matthew Vaughn, you get Guy Ritchie, and you get Mark Millar.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know who wants
Mark
it?
Millar, but I'm gonna throw it out there anyway. Fuck
You know Nolan wants it.
Nolan be a good guy too, but Nolan would probably do a very sterile.
I'd rather him not. But
yeah, I don't know if
I'm not a
Nolan.
Bond guy,
James Bond. I know you love Nolan, but
I would just rather Nolan stay out of.
He's
anything.
not known for his levity in film.
Oh, I agree. This is why, like, years when people were like, this is back like during Disney Star Wars when it first started. They're like, you want Nolan to do a Star Wars movie? No, it would be terrible. It'd be terrible. Like, just let him
Nolan
do
doing Odyssey.
Yeah, he's doing the Odyssey, which is going to be. I don't know. I have concerns. So based on the casting, specifically Ellen Page.
Ellen
Oh
Page.
yeah, that's right.
It's Odysseus, and it's not Tom Holland.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and that makes more sense. I don't know if that people
Tom
were getting
Holland-
all upset over the picture. I don't know how real that was, but Ryan, you pointed it out. They got copyright claimed. They copyright claimed themselves on their fucking account. For real?
Yeah, like I don't understand because it was an official brand account that tweeted it out, and I don't know if they weren't supposed to do it or what. But yeah, it was the official Odyssey brand account that tweeted it out.
Oh, delete the tweet.
It's back. It's back up now.
It's
Just
back
checked.
up. So it was probably a mistake.
Probably
It
a
was some
bot.
Yeah, they just have automated scanners, and they hadn't whitelisted that
well,
page.
That's what I'm not supposed to be saying this. Maybe I should say it on Rumble. I'm going to say it on Rumble.
Okay.
What I know. But it shouldn't surprise anybody. But every time you get demonetized, there is no fucking person, and there's no fucking person on the review. So yeah.
No doubt.
But, I'll tell you on Rumble.
You mean that when I get fucking limited monetization for some 8-minute video,
and it was
and
reviewed by a
review,
person,
and 2 minutes later it comes back, hey, we reviewed it?
Yeah. I know,
they're
shocking news. About as shocking as the director for a Trump hit piece getting broken.
That is one thing
Oh,
that
the
AI
irony.
can help with, though, because it will understand the context around what you're saying rather than just scanning for a word.
That's what's already happening, Disbrew. So I had a video. I had to fight it hard. It was my Acolyte getting canceled video. So it got demonetized because it got it was during that whole rewriting Ripley part 2, and then they started fucking mass flagging. So I talked to my partner manager, and they go, "Yeah, we're aware. These are frequent flyers. They're frequent complainers. They're here a lot." So, but one got stuck under review for like 2 months, and it was my Acolyte cancel video. And we finally, they first said no. And they said because of the theme of the video that was determined by the AI. I'm all, what theme? It got canceled. The show got canceled. So what's the theme of the video? And they're trying to teach the AI what your nuance. They're trying to teach, because what they got mad about, and they eventually flipped it back. What they got mad about is I was calling her former Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant. I'm all, that's fact.
That's
The
true.
fucking fact.
Yeah.
Right. And they flipped it, but they weren't gonna. Because thematically, it was hate speech.
Bull fucking shit.
And that was determined by the AI.
I don't even know how that tracks. Even if they didn't like mentioning Harvey Weinstein, that still wouldn't be hate speech.
No, the problem is the AI is designed and trained by people who are retarded.
Disbrew, you have to understand something. I'm not sure if you heard or not, but Leslie Headland is a lesbian.
Oh yeah, I forgot
so
about
protected class, Disbrew. So she's
talking
part of
about
the
it. Tell by
protected
looking at
class.
her.
Okay.
And yeah,
I think I've always been very fair to Leslie Headland, and in fact, every time when we bring up that she was Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, I'm very clear that we don't know exactly what she was doing for him, whether it was keeping his schedule book, getting him coffee, or holding the door closed as the actresses were trying to escape his hotel room. We don't know. Right, so we should just put that out there.
Oh, we can safely say she knew what was going on and didn't,
I'm not sure you can.
The only time I've
that.
ever
know.
The only time they might have got mad, but I did in all the other videos, it was no problem. Is I said Leslie Headland led George Lucas's lore to Harvey's office. That's all I said. So I don't think that's that bad.
No,
just a joke, right?
Sure.
In regards to context, the issue is YouTube will be using Google Gemini and or the technology founded on that, and we've seen the bias that they're willing to infest into their AI.
It's programmed in, and even Grok is shit. Okay, like Grok is still shit. Like it hits certain things right, but you like if you do the draw me thing, Grok has no fucking idea what I look like. Like
me neither, dude. It's wild.
Yeah,
there's positive things about the new Grok release that just happened recently, and so
I don't
they're
want
saying
to fucking get into this gun.
Yeah. Fear to the Tardo for 100. Tardo hope Mr. Gum Gum be happy. In fact, Tardo hope be happy and know it. If Mr. Gum Gum be happy and know it, shout out, who gay? Who gay? If happy and I know it, who gay? Who gay? If happy and I know it and really want to show it, if happy when I know it, who gay? Thank you, Mr. Tardo. Mr. Gum Gum. I just think of One Piece when I hear that. Season 2 coming out. Hopefully it's not a Netflix season 2, which means it'll be a disappointment.
I'm losing hope, Gary.
Yeah. What are we losing hope in? There's so much to lose hope in. And he's
well, have you heard anything to make you lose hope, or are you just like
no? Just Netflix's track record. They like, we all wanted Arcane to be good, and we don't know how much. Netflix didn't even produce it, but Arcane season 2 was a bomb, and so it's just like Season 2's on Netflix. There's
I
a
feel Arcane
curse
1 was
on them.
pretty gay.
Well, we just got done talking about Cobra Kai. They didn't fuck that one up, and we were
Well,
concerned
there's
about
that.
that. We were concerned when Netflix
Well-
picked it up.
The season 2 was their first season.
Season 2 was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Season 2 was
Season-
really good.
There's 3 and 4 was really
Yeah,
where
and it was started by a production company on YouTube, produced by Will Smith, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
And again, I'm doing my rewatch now, but like I remember 3 and 4 kind of like not getting bad or anything, but just kind of getting a little kind of
Repetitive.
weird.
Yeah.
You know,
It was, just some of the, because obviously once they did what they did in the first and second seasons, they tried to flip the script a little bit for what the characters would go through, put them on an opposite side, have this person switch sides, and some of it worked, some of it wasn't as compelling.
it wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad.
It was not bad. There are parts of it like I don't like Daniel LaRusso that much, so his journey to Japan, I didn't like that story arc, and all the shit that happens. I'll try not to
All the
spoil it for
conveniences,
Shad who hasn't
yeah.
watched it yet, but thank you, appreciate it.
He's a mid character. I don't hate him, but it's Johnny
like-
Lawrence's show.
I hate
Mm-hmm.
Robbie is who I hate.
I hate
Samantha.
Fuck
Samantha,
Robbie. Yeah,
yeah.
Samantha too, but fuck Robbie. I love when Robbie loses. It's my favorite part of every fucking season. If Robbie ever loses.
Just for the record, chat, if you haven't seen it, Robbie is white, so that would be the surprising part of Ryan hating it.
Bro, I saw some guy when I was talking about how I thought Cobra Kai was so good and ended so well. I see somebody that's like, you know this is bullshit, right? An immigrant is replacing the white male as Johnny Lawrence's stand-in son. How can you not? I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Are you still sick, Ryan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quarter Black
I'm
sick.
fucked
So
up.
you're sick. Quarter Black sick. Shad's sick.
I'm not feeling great.
I'm
Anybody
sick
else?
of life.
Well, we just assume that.
You look so happy there, Gundam.
That's the beauty of the Avatar. It's designed to tell lies.
How you feeling, Disparu? You okay, Disparu? You okay?
I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. You didn't get the con crud?
No, it was the first con I've gone to where I came back not incredibly ill. London was sick. Second time I came back, my ears didn't pop on the way because I think I was congested. Took me weeks to even get over the whole pressure thing. I
okay.
came down
That's
in
the worst.
agony in the air. I was like, my eardrum's going to pop or whatever. It felt awful. So pleasantly surprised on the third time the charm.
I missed you guys. Be there next
Gay. Gay.
All right. Yeah.
Why are you gay?
If I'd have gone, Garrett would have got
Can't
me.
be
sick.
fucking nice. Can't
Yeah,
it be
would've got you
nice
sick.
for like,
Fuck you guys.
and if this was offline, it would have
I
been a
miss you
different
guys.
word that we were calling him.
I missed you guys because I could have insulted you and roasted you for a week.
I know. Yeah, I don't think it was because I actually like you.
I must tell you what I think of you to your face.
Yeah, it's much more satisfying that way. Gollum's half-botched circumcision leftover for 25,000 Martian pesos. It's a Gundam. Hail from the devil ass crack. From the devil ass crack. Love you, bro. Important announcement. Hey, chat, go check out Quality Content episode 2 from minute 47 on. Just watch the whole thing. Watch the
I
whole
don't
thing.
remember what happened then. Lord knows what I
The
said.
best streams to watch. I don't know to be on, but Alan Hughes for 10 British pounds, proper money. Hail Gary and crew. Dad tried to self-delete this week. Why? Thank you all for giving me something to look forward to. May you ever appear where you are most needed and least expected. I want to make sure I read that right. Is Dad okay?
Hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too, so sounds like he's good.
Attempted is yeah.
Yeah. That's never good.
Yeah, it's not good.
Just tell him to watch
If he
Friday
was-
Night Tights. He'll feel
Yeah, if
better
he was
about
a viewer
himself.
of mine,
Yes.
I apologize.
I've
Yeah.
seen somebody worse off.
We've helped a lot of people out by they're like, meh, my life
Yeah, I'm
isn't
sure
as
Ryan
bad.
Kendall-
Idiots. Yeah.
Life is a grading curve. Yes.
Ryan laying back in his chair with a scowl that fits a Jarl in Skyrim. As I quickly say something, hoping to trigger him into a rant.
Yeah, it's like, we're all about mental health awareness here.
Oh yeah.
When BetterHelp reached out and they're like, hey, would you guys be interested? And I was like, it's a lot of money, but honestly, I've told way too many people to kill themselves. Don't think this makes sense.
You know what's funny? I said the same thing.
Yeah.
I
would love to read this tag, but I don't think it really fits me.
Next time your favorite YouTuber has their little read from that company, just to know they're getting paid a fuck ton because they offered a
lot of money.
They offered me a lot, and I was like,
they come back, I'm taking it. Daddy needs a new motorcycle.
Like that's almost enough to
that
just
would be better.
throw all my integrity out the window.
I think
No, I
I'm
couldn't
done with
do it.
integrity. All these years of having it, trying to like stand up for something in the world full of shit and lies. What the hell am I doing? Besides making an ass of myself and continuously being poor while my house collapses in on itself. I'm ready to take the money, BetterHelp. Jesus Christ.
You might need it. Maybe you can just do it in trade.
I'm fairly certain BetterHelp's got some USAID money. I mean, there ain't no how the fuck are they paying all these people that amount?
Crap,
Absolutely
you're right.
insane.
Take away USAID.
Yes,
Fuck.
100%. On that note, I got to get out of here because I got a Cobra Cast to get ready for. So, hail Friday Night Tights, Gundam. I was entertained by you being entertained by Ryan's rants. That was the best part of the show. Like every time you could tell Ryan started to get rolling, like Gundam was just like perk up. He's like ready. It was great. So
I'm like, get him, Ryan. Tell him what the hell I think.
All right. Good night, everybody. Hail Friday Night Tights.
Catch you, Jeremy.
All right. Bye.
Talk to you later. 21 Palika has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you. Green Blossom has gifted 1 for $5. Thank you. DJ for $10 says, "Oh, Gundam is here. Let's get prepared for the depression his inherent self-loathing causes." 10 out of 10. People really like it when you're miserable.
Outside of YouTube, I'm actually a very hip, happening, and happy guy. But then when I come home and I have to get on this goddamn computer and look at Twitter, oh my God. Then it's like you got to make something funny. You got to make it funny, but not too funny. If you say something too funny, especially about the gay people, then YouTube just goes absolutely off the rails. They don't understand what humor is anymore. And then some numb-nutted bastard on Twitter like ats me like, "Oh, you think this is funny? I would expect this from you. You're such a horrible person." Like, I go fuck yourself, buddy. When I was your age, I was getting laid and getting into fistfights. You're sitting online all day, tapping on your computer on Reddit. This is why the Trump administration is problematic. We really need diversity to help push the country forward. I'm from New York. The only thing that happened with all these fucking migrants is prostitution skyrocketed, thievery went way up, and my taxes jumped too. You know, I forgot I shouldn't be saying these sort of things. Forgive
this
me.
is what you need to get Ryan to say.
Tell us how you really feel, though.
I love puppies and kittens.
So does Extra.
Only the white ones.
Yes.
My dog just
Gotta
happened
get out
to
of
be
New
like-
York, man. Gotta get out.
I'm trying to. Getting a house is so expensive.
It is. Very much so. Raging Wookie for $19.99. Hail, my second favorite, Gary. Last week, I posted my first super chat to your channel, and unless I missed it, both on stream and on the Nooner, it was missed. It was to celebrate my dad's. I talked about it on the Square yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was Thursday because today's Friday because this is Friday Night Tights. My dad's first FNT. So long, gay boys. And what's up, Dad? And tomorrow's Saturday.
Nice. So you're saying that yesterday was Thursday.
Yes.
Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
That's such a
Today
YouTuber.
it is Friday. Friday.
Such a
I'm not
YouTuber
getting
thing
this
though to
reference.
remember the day by what stream they've done. It's like, well, that was 2 days. Okay, it's Monday.
I wake up and it's like, is it real BBC day or is it Nooner day or is it my day off, which is like 1? Henry T for $20 says, "Got dumped for being a Mexican for Trump." Well, fuck that.
Makes
bitch.
sense.
Yeah.
And
Dodged
realize
the bullet,
that
then.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you would have stopped after the first couple words, I would have just shrugged and said makes sense.
and realize that after 4 years, I no longer have a headache. So to celebrate, I'm taking an international vacation. Any recommendations? Just nowhere gay like Canada. Hail. Well, man, the UK is a fun place to visit, but man, it's a little kooky.
All right. If you're traveling abroad, I guess since you said you're Mexican, you obviously speak Spanish. I would look into Brazil, Argentina, or one of those third world countries that are Latin. Basically, they have the most attractive women with the nicest asses. They seem to still respect masculinity because that's how the ladies like me. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah.
Brazil
place to
speaks
be.
Portuguese, right?
I know, but
Yeah.
like my Latin girlfriend used to try to take me there. They they somehow communicate. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
Peru
saying it in a racist way, by the way.
Peru is Spanish, but different. Like they
Yeah.
said ciao. They didn't say adios, stuff like that.
Ciao is pretty cool. That's why.
Ciao is cool. Go to Italy. Italy's fun. That's where Rome was.
Yeah, the money
Well,
that
it's
you get
actually
too.
still
If you
there,
think
by the
the
way.
UK 's bad, that's where it was.
It was.
The civilization.
But it was also was there.
Did it get wiped off the map? I mean,
Fucking aliens came, just picked it up, and put it in a little jar, and took it away.
You know what I meant, kind of.
Rome was there.
You know,
Rome was
speaking of
there.
dodging,
Now it's just a
dodging
city.
bullets from crazy, did you see on Twitter how that there was this girl that is divorcing her husband because he doesn't like Taylor Swift?
Oh my
Did you
God.
see that?
That's
Do we
real.
think-
That's every husband.
I don't believe you.
Exactly. Yeah, like everything's fucking bait now, bro. Everything's fake. Everything's
Steve
gay.
Ryan gets it. Yes. He's so
Yeah.
right. You're sage, Ryan.
The world is so crazy. You could believe it. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say the world is crazy enough for that to actually be real.
I mean, has that probably happened? Sure, but then it should happen. If Taylor Swift is your basis of your relationship, you're getting divorced at some point anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You just are.
Well, she can't stay in a stable relationship for any
No.
amount of time. It's like, so no friggin' wonder.
And we're not
He also
talking about
has no
high
ass.
art here. We're talking about shitty pop music. So, like, come on.
We are
Doc-
never, ever, ever getting back together. I
oh
hate
my
that
God,
song.
poetry. I feel
Poetry
moved.
made by a robot.
Yes. Dr. Schlurpo for $5 says, but I was going into Tashi Station to pick up some power super senders. Not converters. I almost said
Suspenders?
Suspenders.
Suspenders. Did I say suspenders? What did I say?
You said super senders.
Super suspenders.
You didn't even know. You didn't even know.
You watched the punchline, Gary.
Wow.
It's been great.
I created a whole nother one.
Yep.
And created a whole another one. I am a comedy genius, and I didn't even know it. It's so fun to be. You know what? It's amazing being retarded because it doesn't bother you.
You wouldn't even know if you went on a stream with other people because you just carried on if you were like reading on your
I
own.
would have carried on, but I mean, you're retarded too, just not as retarded. So
Everybody's retarded. That's
We're
why
our
everyone's
own
retarded.
kind of
Yeah.
brand of retarded here. So.
Who's the bigger
all
fool?
the
The
spectrum.
fool who leads or the fool who follows him? Just
Yeah.
like Obi-Wan said.
Just like you said.
That's how you put him in place, Gary.
I don't need to put it in place. I don't even know where my place is. Mordox Tenebre for $2 says, had to come and support Big Papa Gun. Keep rocking. Keep rocking, dude.
Oh, I'm rocking outside of here, man. And
How's the
then my
music
life
coming?
Oh my God. I said this
good,
on
huh?
my last live stream. It's easier for me to get in touch with John Cena on Twitter than some of the former members of my band. Which
At
is
least
very
he'll follow you.
He's a cool dude, that John Cena. I take back everything I ever said.
Or do you remember when Az got so excited because John Cena
Yes.
fucking followed him? And I'm like, you dumb
I did not know that.
cocksucker. He follows like 3 million people. You are not special.
Do you see when Hitler had an account and it said followed by John Cena?
Who does? Oh,
Can I get a video clip of that?
yeah.
It was a Hitler account that was like verified. And it said followed by John Cena.
Yeah, he's up to 14.4 million. Oh no, that's the followers. Oh, he's up down to 1 million following now. He's cut down over time.
I'm not saying it's an endorsement. I'm just saying if he was around, you might want to just be appraised as to what he's saying, like
Sure.
Fair.
Who, Cena or Hitler?
be forewarned.
A follow is not an
Never see him in
endorsement.
the same room at the same time.
Yeah.
Commander Cody for $9.99. Hail FNT. Hail the Fellowship. War Eagle. I need to see Shad riding the beard into the intro. Gundam rules. It says beard,
Well,
but it's bear.
You can't argue with those sort of facts.
No, you can't. No.
Thought he said writing, and I was like, writing? Well, yeah, I'm writing, but writing.
Colin Mathis for $20 says, hey, you first time super chatter. All right, let's see if I can hit the right button. I did. My mother is currently doing a press tour for a new documentary called The Librarians. I would love for you all to give your thoughts. It's about censorship, but also LGBTQ. Where's the plus, bigot? Come on, you got to put that in there. Y'all can roast her. You want us to roast your mom? Okay.
All right.
Well, I was gonna say, once I first heard my mom's doing press tour for the librarians, I was gonna make some porn reference, but I was like, it's your mom. Don't know if I want to fucking say that. Then you're like, roaster.
Okay.
Spit roast.
Spit roaster.
Oh my god.
That's Rico's reaction.
Both those guys, man. They got it in there at the same time. Next for $5 is Amazon Connery.
Spit roast normally is. Yeah.
That's how it works. Check out your mom's gay documentary.
Yeah. About librarians. We just assume they're all lesbians anyway.
Hey,
Spit
I
roaster
have
and
met
Eiffel
some actual
Tower.
hot librarians, just for the record, that were heterosexual.
Wait, what? Hot librarians?
I don't believe you.
When?
I mean, I'm not going to
Like
prove
in the
it.
80s?
But, you know.
Yeah.
No, like right now. Happens.
Right now. That I
Former
don't.
librarian, yeah.
Oh, so she's on OnlyFans. Okay.
No. No.
Snacks for $5 is Amazon Connery, Dr. They from Ukraine with Love, Goldfingered. I already used that in my video. Flaming Ball. You only buy AIDS are forever. AIDS are forever. There you go. So is herpes. Cobra Plamo for $2. Papa Gundam, hail! Thoughts on the newest PGTs?
PGTs. Wait, let me see that.
What's PG?
PGTs.
What's PG?
Got a PG tits.
Perfect
Apart from
grade. Is that what he's saying? I'd have to find the. Can we pull the chat up on screen?
No, it just says PGTs.
What the hell are Ryan? What's a PGT?
Pubes, guts, and tits.
T's. So it's just
PGTs.
Is it
Okay.
a Papa Gundam T's?
I thought it was T, like like Pretty Young Thing, that Michael Jackson song. It's looking good. I'm looking forward to it. It's probably going to cost between $300 to $500. I will most likely buy two, despite what my financial advisor says is a depreciating asset. It's a model kit.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's a new Gundam.
Thank you.
Was it the one you tweeted about?
Yeah, it's the one where I did the Dumb and Dumber meme.
Yeah.
Which perfectly encapsulates Bandai, where they just do a bunch of stupid, retarded crap. Bandai is like Disney for Japan. They got all this great stuff, but they just keep giving you garbage over and over and over again. And then they finally do something you want. And you think, oh my God, it's a miracle. Sorry.
No, don't be. You're a nerd. You still are a nerd. Okay. And I respect that. Carnal for $20 says, Gary, you've mentioned your plans with the Nerdrotic is Toxic channel. So why not debut the first video? Well, we've already done one. I'm not doing a channel. I'm not Jeremy. I'm not making another channel. 3 channels is my limit. 9 Schnitzenglubens is my limit, baby. So I've done one with the Penguin, but we will be doing positive reviews and it'll be called Nerdrotic is Toxic. Maybe, but I'd have to rewatch all of Cobra Kai, which
doesn't take that long,
which I can do.
There are,
so
you
why
know,
not-
8 or 10 episode seasons, 30, 40-minute shows. You can get through it pretty quick.
Yeah, I could probably do it in a couple, 3 months. The next couple months going to be a little busy around these parts with Daredevil coming up. So why not start with Cobra Kai? Hell, you could even bring another Toxic Fig YouTuber, D Gay Cobra, to talk about that series. I'd be happy to do that. If we did a series retrospective, that'd be awesome. Hell yeah. War Van Eagle TV for $9.99. It's all fun and games until Dr. Baldfinger uses Bond Wang to market the next Fire Stick. Shake and stir that thing for a Friday night of streaming while fun while on the couch. With happy tissues or sad tissues?
I'm not sure that's worse than M and Daniel Craig dressing up as a woman for International Women's Day to tell you how many of them get murdered every year.
What?
Dude, okay, yes, there's a video out there, and it's Dame Judith, what's her name, right? From M.
Dame Judy Dench.
No, Judy Dench. Sorry, Judy Dench is doing the voiceover, and she's just saying like 1 in every 4 women in the UK is raped.
Yeah.
Are we
and
really
it's Daniel
equal?
Craig in full drag, and then he
Full
takes his
drag.
wig off,
And I
he's in
use
a
it in the
dress.
beginning, like that's famous now. I used it in the beginning of my video. And it, you know, back then we're like,
compare that to Sean Connery being interviewed by Barbara Walters talking about slapping bitches when they get out of line.
Sometimes you just got to give a woman a nice hot slap.
But like that
that's
came out a few years ago, right? So it comes out a few years ago, and you're like, 25% of the women in the UK are getting raped. Bullshit. But now you're like, well, maybe.
Well, yeah, because of the internet.
Maybe now, yeah.
I knew he'd say it. I was waiting.
That was a weird thing about Daniel Craig.
The graph of babies named Mohammed in the UK
is higher than any other
proportional
name
to the graph of rapes that occur in the UK. It's weird how that works.
There is a meme over here where there is one graph, and it's the same graph for basically everything. If you turn the timeline, everything goes up at the same
Everything's
time.
getting worse.
Except happiness, that never goes up.
I love the
Well,
tweet.
we're British. We never had that in the first place.
I love the tweet where somebody put up Harry Saxon and said literally a better prime minister than
Yes. It's hard to disagree. Hey, he wanted to create another empire across the universe.
Yeah,
Like,
he did.
That's pretty based.
Yeah, it is. Vote Saxon. I love everyone on this show, especially X-Ray Girl, who has huge tracts of land.
Tracts of land.
Says
I
Nick
don't understand this.
Guard.
Yeah, I'm like,
for $4.99.
Like, are they
That was
talking
a
about,
dangerous
like,
one.
Watch Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail. You'll figure it out.
Maybe
I've
one
seen
day.
that huge tracts of land. I don't get that one.
Are you serious?
Oh, what?
We're just big tits. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying?
she has
Tracts of
land.
land?
Yeah.
Tracts of land.
I don't remember that one at all.
Oh.
But mother.
But
love
I don't
Holy
want
Grail,
any of
too.
that, Father. I want to sing. I want to sing. Stop
Oh,
that.
God,
Stop
I gotta watch
that.
that. Oh, Jesus.
One of the funniest, like, it's such like a stupid little thing in the background that is so funny to me every time I watch the movie. It's when I think it's like the Bring Out Your Dead scene when they're picking up the bodies. And there's just some dude in the background that has, like, people are like beating rugs to get the dirt out of it. Somebody just has a fucking cat by the tail.
Yeah.
Yes.
She comes back later too.
And it, like, that is one I cannot stop laughing every
love that
time. And
movie.
it's just some stupid little thing in the background.
That's the woman they
little
say
bit of
"me to"
animal
later.
cruelty.
No.
Our Rob or Ross for $5. Gary, I love you, and your Bond video was great, but it's pronounced twat, not twat, for fuck's sake. I'm American. I don't care. I said twat.
Twat.
I said twat.
No,
That's
twat.
how we say
Twat.
it in America.
Twat. Twat.
Twat.
I say
An
twat.
or an A.
It's still an A. It's
Hey,
still
there was some fucking Brit who was getting really mad because I say Daniel Craig. They're like, you say it like his name is Greg, but with a C. It's like Daniel Craig. I don't
Was
fucking
it
care.
Craig or something?
Daniel Craig. You know how long it would fucking take me every time I have to say his name? I have to say it like that. Daniel Craig.
Just waste literally milliseconds of your life.
That's why you needed us to get into World War
Milliseconds you
II.
can't
We're
get
taking
back.
Way too
He actually
long.
used the term twat over here, and that's how I say it. Twat. I'm from California, for fuck's sake. I'm sorry, but I'm from California.
Sounds weird.
I get people's names wrong all the time. I don't care. I don't get paid enough to
Dude,
care.
I pronounced Barbara Broccoli's name like 2 different ways in the video, so I don't
I always say Barbara Broccoli. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's supposed to be broccoli or not.
Broccoli. Because I looked
Is
it
it
up.
broccoli?
I
I thought it
looked
was
it up.
broccoli.
It's broccoli.
No, there's a show over here called The Bucket Woman, and she's like, no, my name's Bouquet. It's just because she doesn't want to be called The Bucket Woman. It's the same with her name's Broccoli, and
Joe
she just wants to
Dierte.
sound posh.
Well, there's 2 C's. Broccoli has 2, but whatever. It's broccoli. That's what the pronunciation video told me in the Italian. It's broccoli.
I
Broccoli.
guarantee everyone calls her Broccoli
Yeah.
who's not getting paid
Barbara
by it,
Broccoli.
or wants to get paid by it.
I don't want to get paid by that bitch. I don't care.
I'll take one.
Amazon More. Snacks for $10. Amazon More. Live and Let DEI. I use that one. Them and the Golden Nuggets. The Spy Who Loved Men. Manraker. Ryan had a better one yesterday, which I didn't use in my video, which was Moonraper.
Oh my god.
For your eyes only fans, Octopenis. View to engage sex. I like the guy who loved me. There you go.
Trans another time or trans another day.
These are
No. Live to trans another day.
Hang on. For the trans one, you don't even need to change the name. They already have Die Another Day. So that makes
No, these are like half of the names were stuff like I said it earlier. Like me and my 8th grade friends came up with in the bus on the way home.
Of course, Ryan's the
Yeah.
only one that laughed at that one. Sorry, guys.
Of course he is.
I got it. Trans people killing themselves laugh every time. So.
41%. Guild 50. Sorry, Dave Miller for $10. No tax in Florida either. Also, take a look at what Jeremy Adams did to help restore a kid's lost comic collection in California. Fires with the help of a Texas comic shop. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I will take a look. Guild 502 for $2. Has anyone seen Just Some Guy's video on Brave New World? No, I have not. LC LePan for $5. Seeing Gwen Stacy resurrected as Gwen. This is fucking.
Oh yeah, Gwen.
Yes. And possibly Paul as the new Venom, both in the same week, makes me ask, what's the worst Spider-Man story? Oh, One More Day. One More Day. It died after that. So anything after that shit. Sorry, go on, Gundam.
No, wait, no. One More Day was when he sold his marriage to Mephisto or something,
Mephisto,
right?
yeah. To save Aunt May, who's fucking old, who would have been pissed if she had found out about it anyway.
And didn't she die in Spider-Man 400?
In 400?
Yeah, with Ben Reilly and the whole thing.
She died, and then
I don't know how she came back.
Yeah, she came back in John Byrne's run. So they after 400, then they a little bit later they renumbered the series, and then he brought her back. But she's been gone for large sections of time, and he's had a lot of other girlfriends. Benny Brandt, so yeah, it doesn't matter after One More Day. Like nothing matters after One More Day. That pissed off so many fucking customers in one single day. I've 400. There's the multiple covers, right? I have the embossed. I have all the covers, but
I only have the embossed one.
You only have the embossed one. There's a newsstand version too. That doesn't have the embossed. But they're also Kamala Khan is being apparently retconned into the original X-Men.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
And yeah,
Marvel wants her to be popular so desperately.
Oh, they really are desperate to try and make her popular.
Well,
it's never going to happen.
Bringing back, for one, they've already kind of brought back Brent's. They brought her back as a clone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But bringing her back now is stupid. And this whole Gwen pool is fucking retarded. Just call him Peter Spider then, and Bruce Hulk, and Bruce Bat. Let's go over to DC and we'll call him Clark Super. It's fucking gay, and it's proof that it's the work girlfriends at Marvel are still there. Sana Amanat, a name we haven't seen in quite a while, is the producer on fucking Daredevil, and her fucking pie hole is opening up about the show. I keep seeing her name. I'm like, fuck, man, I want to enjoy this show.
Is she actually like involved, or is it just because they're gonna happen to have a fucking Miss Marvel parent in there? Like, you know what I mean?
She's being on Geeks and Gamers. They credit her as a producer. That can mean a lot of things, but she was kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, like a marketing director. Also heavily involved with the Obama family, by the way.
Yes.
And
right, but she was obviously very much involved in the Miss Marvel series, right?
Miss Marvel, she came up with the concept. It's a self-insert. Miss Marvel is her.
So because she created the character and all that stuff, and I think she obviously worked on the Miss Marvel show.
Yep.
If they do have her dad or whatever,
Kamala Khan's dad,
right? He's supposed to be in Daredevil, right?
Yes, he is.
So just the inclusion of that character might be a necessity to have her attached as in the producer role, even if it's nothing creative.
So I guess those allegations against him just kind of went away. Or maybe they're not true.
I mean, he deleted Twitter, and all the women who accused him of grooming them went away. So I guess, I don't know.
They might have been full of shit. I mean, to be fair.
He was just like, it's just part of my culture. Oh, no problem.
Master of None for $27.99. Hail FNT. Question, Gary. I'm ditching Canada and moving to Texas. There you go.
Good for you.
I've had enough of Captain Crayons, and the cons aren't going to change shit. Are there stores that buy Star Wars figures? Yes. Where in Texas are you going? There's tons of toy stores here, but there is one in particular in San Antonio that will buy them for sure. Please play Ryan Snow White effing funny. What's your Snow White? Ryan?
I have legitimately no idea.
Is that maybe one of the intros?
Not the forehead song, is it? Because that
forehead
would be the
song.
same.
Yeah, that's. Oh, so okay, maybe that's what they mean.
But that's not Snow White.
That's not Snow White.
Well,
but,
it's because the same channel did Snow White songs, which are
chat
done to the same
music,
rhythm and everything.
It's chat.
It's in the outro. If you want to watch
you'll
that.
see it there.
In the outro. Okay, we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna head over to Rumble. So let's go to Delta Entertainment. Linko Kenobi. What's up, Linko Kenobi? For $10 says, "What's up, guys? Hey, Gary. Was wondering if you started the reservations for the FNT meetup in Vegas. I'm trying to book a trip to see you guys. What's up, Jeremy and Ryan?
Do you want
Yeah.
me to explain?
I mean, I can explain that we've recently had a death in the family, and Melissa was on point for this. So we are having to rearrange things. So X-Ray Girl and I and others and Garrett, when he's feeling better, will be looking because our venue shrank. So we can't do it there. So we're trying to find another venue. So if you're a venue in Vegas, email me at gary@nerdrotic.com. If you want your bar full of people on a Thursday that will drink you out of alcohol, but I won't be one of them. Anything else you want to add to that, X-Ray Girl?
Oh, we're hoping, we'll see, to lock a venue down by Wednesday, but we'll see.
Yeah. So we're close, but it's going to be a week or two till we say something. I know people are trying to book the weekend, and believe me, I want it done too. But I'm heading home tomorrow, so we'll be able to get that moving. But thank you for we're going to do this. We're going to make this happen.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So we're hoping for the Wednesday or Thursday, April 16th or 17th. So if that helps.
If that helps. It's the weekend of WrestleMania.
It is, yeah. So we're
Which makes it
specifically
easy
trying to
to
set
find
up
room.
for during the week before the weekend for WrestleMania.
Yeah. And we've set up meetups with big, huge UFC championships on the same weekend. Vegas can accommodate all that shit. There is no fucking shortage of hotel rooms in Vegas.
Oh yeah, there's so many hotels, so it should be okay.
If you book Airbnb, though, make sure you read the reviews.
Yeah.
Make sure it
I don't know. I think you should roll the dice on it. Roll the dice.
Dude, when I saw that, I thought you were just joking, right?
Yeah.
So, Garrett, have you since looked up the reviews, and were there ones saying fake? Do not.
Oh yeah, I looked at the reviews as soon as I found out it was fake, and all of the
nothing else
reviews
to
said
do.
it was fake.
Captain Hindsight.
I was like, oh okay. There you go.
So, Garrett, what did you learn?
Oh boy, check the reviews.
This place looks nice. I don't understand why it has 1 star.
The real question is, were there any fake 5-star reviews? Like, this is the best location ever.
There was no reviews other than just negative reviews.
It was 100% no stars.
It was 100% don't do this.
Can't believe they put it up.
I'm amazed
tried,
that it was
man. They
still
tried.
listed then.
Yeah, that's what
I
was
know.
thinking, too.
It's like, why did they take it down?
Apparently, it's a thing on Airbnb.
We are going to head over to Rumble. Thanks to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left super chat and donation. Thanks to all the lurkers. Thanks to everybody who participated in the chat. We will get the rest on Monday for the Square Up on Nooner and here on the Nooner. Here on Rumble and Nerdrotic Live. If you want to continue watching, come on over to Rumble. Thanks, everybody.
Outro returns next week. Bye.
See ya.
Yes, it does. Returns next week.